Hey, Sean.
Hey, what's up,
Man,
big
that
bad
looks
dog?
so cool being the background, man.
Yeah, it's our Thanksgiving and Christmas background.
Yeah, you look so cool behind me. It looks so cool behind you.
Yeah, actually fits. And then
You know,
I
you
put the
know,
title up there now is Frankie Slosson's Renegade Radio. I got the idea from you because every time you promote the show, you always call it, Sean Slosson's Renegade Radio or whatever. I'm just like, well, I wasn't going to call it that, but now I'm kind of hooked on it. So.
yeah, you might as well use the real name, bro.
Yeah, well, I think Frankie just sounds a little more cooler than Sean. I don't know why. It just Frankie's been the nickname
Yeah,
forever, So
yeah. I can't figure. I'm using my iPad because my phone died on me, and I can't
oh
figure out how to put me on the front when I talk. You know what I mean? All I see is you now. I mean, just
yeah,
got
remember,
myself.
just remember you gotta swipe or whatever. Maybe
Yeah, I'm
we'll see.
swiping, and it ain't doing diddly. I'm swiping like a goofball. There we
Yeah,
go. Okay, I'm back on. I only see. Okay, now what do I do with that? I see myself and I'm real little and it says plus minus on it. You
okay.
see me?
Yeah, I can hear you and I can see you.
Okay. Speaking of,
Absolutely,
so what's been going on,
absolutely.
bud?
Oh, not a whole lot. I mean, it's just been kind of it's been an interesting week, now that we're all done with the politics and everything, and uh,
Yeah, I'm so glad that shit's over with, man. Honest to
yeah,
God.
I'm surprised that maybe you were surprised too that your state was a Trump state.
Oh, it was red. You know what? Even like I understood the outskirts like Erie and all that because they're kind of redneck type, kind of.
Yeah,
Because as you see they projected the outskirts of Pennsylvania. They put a stat up while they were doing that. They're like the uneducated, non-college going people were all Trumpers, and that was that how they won that state.
yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah,
they were trying to say like the cotton picking farm and the farmer guys and the what I'm trying to tell you.
yeah, 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 yeah.
But they kicked he kicked ass, man. He won all of them. It's
Well,
not just the one.
Minnesota went blue, which is no surprise. We had Tim Walz. Tim Walz comes from our state, so but now he'll just be
Oh, that's
governor for the
right.
next few years. Yeah,
That's right. Tim Walsh and yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was interesting. I watched
You
the whole
know,
coverage anyway.
if Kamala Harris would have picked our governor like she was going to,
Yeah.
I think she might have had a better chance because Pennsylvania's a big swing. I mean, I've never in my life seen that because my mom was a representative for the Democratic Party, and that was always no one can ever beat anybody. If you're a Republican coming into Pennsylvania, you were getting your ass kicked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Times
yeah,
have changed. People are tired of seeing, and can I say this in a good way? But people are tired of seeing pussies.
yeah,
They want people with balls now. Like Trump, I don't think. Listen, I didn't care who was president. I'm supporting him.
yeah.
I'm tired of this bullshit. You know what I mean? And we
Well,
need
yeah,
somebody. He's gonna roll with an iron fist, and I hope he does.
yeah. Because he already has some plans that sound pretty good, so they'll change them. So
Here they said Iraqi had a contract on his life before the election. The
yeah,
Iraqis.
yeah.
You know what he said? Don't
So
worry, I know where you live. I wouldn't be surprised now when he gets in if he don't send without knowing none the military and strike and kill the son of a bitch.
well, I mean, who knows? I mean, a lot will definitely happen. That's for sure. No, it was a pretty good week after all that. I mean, I was just trying to get over my cold. I still got it, but it's like I feel a lot better than I did a week ago. Anyway,
My
that's
weekend,
for
my
sure.
weekend was pretty crap. I didn't leave this house. I mean, I didn't do nothing.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well,
I've
that's
been,
okay. That's nothing wrong with that.
you
You don't always have to go places.
well, the government job. I'm on disability. I'm on SSI. Because
Yeah.
the checks have been coming late, and that's
Oh,
not. I usually get the second week of every month.
do you do pretty good for yourself? I mean, as far as taking care of your wife and
No,
family and all that, or no? I mean, you're able
oh,
you're able to not have to work at full at all. So You
Well, I
must
went
be a.
back. I went back to work. I'm back to work now. I'm doing that I'm doing that security job again.
Yeah, but
And
what I'm saying though is like you don't have to worry about having a full-time job somewhere.
no,
You,
no,
you're,
no.
you're,
I'll
you're, you're,
never full time job. That's a dirty word.
yeah, that's right. Hey, what's
Hey,
up there,
yeah,
Lance?
I don't see Lance now. That's what I don't
He's
understand.
there. He's right here.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking right at him.
Oh
Right,
yeah.
Lance is my boy. Here he is. How you doing, Lance?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
No, I'm hanging in there, man. It is just cold and freaking windy here.
I thought you were working
Woo!
on. I thought you were working on a rap album with your hat on and everything. Kind of
Hey, you know
Hey,
what?
you
You never
guys,
know.
did you guys ever hear of that girl called Samantha Fish?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was her
Well,
boy. I bodyguarded her on. She started
I
her tour.
as soon as I saw that you posted a photo, I tried getting a hold of you to tell you to give her some information about us, and I don't know if you got that or not. I sent it to you on Messenger.
No, I didn't get it
Yeah, because
because
yeah.
we're not allowed to have our phones after I sneak down there before the concert starts. I get there early.
Yeah, but you were able to
Once,
take a picture and put it online or whatever right away.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what I did. But after that, our phones are buried away,
Oh.
and I usually like I snuck a picture of her playing the song that I like of her is "The Bitch on the Run."
Oh.
He played that for me.
It's
I
kind of
said,
like
"Hey,
the
can you play that for your favorite bodyguard?" Because I was sitting down in the green room. She goes, "This is
well,
for that big ogre sitting by my door down there."
but we're gonna change it up a little bit. We're gonna call it the bitch that had the runs.
Hey, yeah, listen to me, dude. Listen
No,
to me.
I know who she is. I've heard her music
But
before.
she's
I don't
beautiful.
know.
Oh, well,
Oh,
hey, you look her up when you're done. When we're done, Lance, she's
What's her
beautiful.
name?
Samantha Fish.
Samantha Fish.
Yeah, she's in the blues
Oh
She's
area.
yeah.
a blues rockabilly type girl.
Well,
Yeah,
what's
okay.
funny about it is Mama T and when Bobby was alive early this summer, you remember they had the women we had a guest on that was a fish. That was her sister.
Oh,
Remember we had Amanda on. I'm pretty sure you were on that episode that we had her.
yeah,
A
yeah.
fish.
Yeah, yeah. Fish, right? Yeah,
Listen to
swimming.
me. Her
Yeah.
beauty's not. Her beauty is when she's on the stage. She's stunning, but her guitar, it just melts the living shit out of you, dude.
Oh, of
She's a
course.
good player.
She's oh my. Listen to me. She plays 20 different guitars, and then
Which
she comes
is
out with this little rockabilly, like one of them little tin can guitar fucking thing.
uh
She
Yep.
nails that thing till it like just blows up in her hand.
did
I'm
she have
like,
one? Did she have one of those cigar guitars, kind of, or cigar box
yeah, that's what
guitars?
I'm talking about. A
Yeah, yeah,
cigar
yeah.
box. She comes out with one of them at the end, and she plays this song with, it, and I'm, oh my god, she brought out with her. He's an old blues singer, and he couldn't even walk out to the stage, and when he was talking, he's like, no one could understand him. But
Okay.
when he started singing, motherfucker, oh my god, I was like, is this the same guy I just tried to listen to talk? Because I was on side
Well,
stage, but
sometimes that's how it is with
if I
performers, you
tell
know.
you his
It's,
name, everybody I tell his name and knows the blues
yeah.
says, you saw that guy, dude. I've never saw him play in my life.
So
Let's
who
see if
was
I can
it?
look up. Let's see if I can look up who he was.
Because
The logo looks fantastic, by the way. It's very
yeah.
Oh, that's
jolly.
nice.
It's just wonderful.
Just bitching.
It is. It's
I
like,
made myself with
man.
lots of love. No,
I
actually,
think
Jeremy did
it's
that.
like the eye candy thing, you know. I mean,
Well,
I'm kind of thinking, trying to figure out the same thing here. It's like, that's really cool.
well, Jeremy made the logo as the banner like he always does. But
It's great.
my new pickup line would probably be like, "Don't look at me, or you might get diabetes. I'm full of eye candy." I don't know. That's probably a poor way of saying it, but
I am eye candy.
yeah, I am eye candy. I'll make you go blind from diabetes. Yeah,
Oh
Yeah,
my.
probably an
I
yeah.
unpickup
know.
line, probably.
That
I
is
don't
a
know.
diabetes blinder with all them flavors in there, all that
Yeah,
color.
absolutely. Got to have flavors of color. You know, that's what Bob Ross would say.
Do you ever
So,
watch or know of this guy on YouTube that he's one of those food challenge eaters. You ever see any of those guys?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I see a
Absolutely.
lot of them.
There's a guy that I just have been digging the shit out of, the beard meets food guy.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
He's from the UK. I'm like, and he comes
Yeah.
over here. What was the funniest thing to me is we were watching it last night, and in the scene when he first gets into a pub, because he's in the UK, and it was either UK or Finland in this one, and he focuses when he gets in there and he says, "Hey, do you guys mind turning the TV off?" And his camera goes to the TV, and it's my brother on Baywatch with subtitles, and the guy is saying, "Yeah, can we turn off this Hawaii 5-0 show so we can concentrate?" And I'm like, I think a guy like that to interview would be a blast. This guy's funny as hell. It's crazy.
And you knew that was your brother right away, or what?
Oh,
what
it was total. I was like, "Oh my god, look at that!"
Hey, does your brother do? Does your brother an actor or something?
He was an actor for many years.
Wow, you got a talented family. What the hell's going on here?
I told you.
You
didn't believe me, did you?
Slums. Hey, I grew up in the slums, man. I had
Hey, me too.
my way home every night.
Me too. Yeah,
What's some of the stuff that your brother did? Why don't we interview your damn brother?
That's what I've been suggesting to him, but he won't give it to us.
So he started his biggest thing. He was on Happy Days for kind of the end of Happy Days. He then started on his soap opera run, and that was the big thing between Days of Our Lives and General Hospital.
Who was he?
On General Hospital, he was AJ Quartermain, and on Days of Our Lives, he was Frankie Brady.
Frankie Brady.
And
I gotta write this down because my family still watches that shit.
Yeah, well, then he took from there, and he went on the first couple years of Baywatch. Yeah, he's done shit like that. That's probably all. I mean, that's probably all his stuff.
Mama T and HD. Yeah. Oh, but the most part has
there too. It's cold there too.
No, she's doing a rap album.
Lance, you never did anything else after you did the walk with the radio?
My camera and my microphone.
Very small things through my day. Each summer I do a little something. Whatever he was working on, I inevitably would be thrown into the back.
Because I just found my commercial. It's on VHS tape.
I love it.
And I can't transfer it over. I don't know who can I find to do that.
Well, there's a guy named Rob Reed that does that. He's the son of Terry Reed from Williamson Reed, the Indian and the white guy. He's out of Hendersonville, Tennessee, but he would do it for you.
Here, and here's another thing I just found.
I'll have to give you your
You were looking at some of my wrestling matches?
Yeah.
Gotta be more local.
Brawl at Sullivan Hall, 19, what does it say there? 84?
98.
98. That's my main eventer where I won the heavyweight title. I've been finding these in my house. And here, wait, let me get the other one. I've been going looking for this shit now because like I said, if I got to get it out on YouTube, I guess I got to get it out myself. You know what I mean?
That's right. You got to help yourself.
Here it is. Here's my Armstrong Cable Company commercial.
Okay. Oh,
and I got the original, and I got it in the original container.
Jeez, that's gold right there.
I wonder if I call Armstrong Cable. Now, I don't know what year this was, but it's old if it's still on this.
They probably have an archive of it in their library, baby. You never know.
I looked up Armstrong Cable, and they have every commercial you can think of. I can't remember the year this was.
So you can't remember what it looks like? Like it's you wearing your wrestling outfit and everything.
No, but I know, but I looked at every commercial they have on there, and this is not on there. And this is when digital cable became popular because they were changing over from analog to digital.
Well,
So
I like
what year
to.
was that?
Well, that was probably 2008, 2009, probably.
No, because it couldn't be. I didn't wrestle
No.
in the
No,
2008.
yeah, yeah. Well, and for digital cable, yes, it actually that was 2009 when they did the
Really? It was not earlier than that?
No, because everything else was analog before then. The digital tuners,
Blanketly, like across the states?
yes.
Well, I
They even
found
did a countdown and everything.
I found
Yes.
15 VH. See, my cellar got flooded one year from a mad storm that we had around here, and I found about 15 or 20 VHS wrestling tapes of my matches that I hope that I can survive enough to get something off them. But I got to find somebody who can do that. And these were pretty big matches. I mean, these are matches against guys that were one-time superstars.
It's got to be somebody local, more local.
I got to look into it. I'm being lazy. I don't care anymore. I'm about
Am I
out of it.
lagging or anything at all, you guys? How does it sound and look? Because I'm using somebody else's laptop someplace else.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Sounds good on my end.
Better than usual?
How you been, babe?
Absolutely.
How you feeling, hon? You feeling okay?
Yesterday I was so mad yesterday. So my friends here, they have 2 different laptops and they let me borrow one and bring home, and I was going to do my show from it. Well, I couldn't get it to work. I couldn't get it. It was freezing up, and then the battery said it was dead, and then it would open the apps, but it wouldn't let me log in. I was just getting madder. Finally, I'm like, fuck it, I'll use my phone. So I got everything set up to use my phone because I got a brand new microphone. I got a brand new camera. I was all excited to use them. And then I'm like, fuck it, I'll just use my phone. So I set up my phone and I'm talking to Jeremy, my producer. And I was just like, yeah, I guess he's like, we haven't heard anything back from anybody yet, right? And I was like, what? And this was like probably 20 minutes before the show was supposed to start. And we hadn't heard anything from the guests. Yeah, they completely ghosted me. And yeah, but other than that, I've been pretty good. One of the reasons I'm using this laptop right now is because instead of driving 2.5 hours to go take my state life insurance license, I can do it online if I can get a good enough computer and with a good enough connection that doesn't lag or anything like that. And I have to do it from a computer. I can't do it from my phone. So figured tonight would be a good night to test it out and see how it works. What do you think?
Looks
You're
pretty
okay.
good.
You're
June,
nice, clear, bright eyed.
The day that the whole digital thing happened was June 12th, 2009. When it went from analog to digital.
I think you're lying.
You can look it up.
You know why? Because I'm thinking.
You can look it up.
Sounds like you make that date up,
I
doesn't
walked
he?
in 98, man. I walked in 99, 98. So, yeah, but this tape's from 98, huh? I don't know.
Well, I know my history there. I'm not saying I'm good at history, but I know I could care less about the history of wars. I hear about history of entertainment.
Like Mama T, let the hair flow. I like a woman with long hair. There you go.
Yeah, that's right.
Take that friggin' hat off.
Just gotta trim your mustache a little bit. That's all.
Hey, you like that, man?
No, it's that one eyebrow. That's
the unibrow.
It's the one eyebrow. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My fans sent me a hat.
Oh.
My name on it.
Oh, pretty.
Well, your fans.
One of my fans up at the coffee shop I go to every day.
Yeah.
I sit there every day and I sit in the corner with a bunch of old time Vietnam vets, and we have a good time.
That's good.
This old lady come in, knows I'm a wrestler, and she comes down, she just loves him. She asked me a million questions. She sits with us. She brought me a hat and with my name on it one day. I wear it backwards. I'm a little weird, but
you're a homie. You're a homie gangster.
Hey, no, it's my wear. I'm white. Come on now.
I'm sorry, you have that gangster look. You know, I'm not being like gangster like from the hood. I'm talking like mob.
Look,
yeah.
See me do my Godfather act?
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. You gotta take a Kleenex. I'm gonna teach you how to do it right. You gotta break the Kleenex in half.
Okay. And you
I can't get through that.
Yeah.
Even I'm like
Why the hell
Hey,
would you
Ray?
eat the Kleenex? Jesus Christ.
You shove it in your jaws, right?
Uh-huh.
Now I'm the Godfather.
But
Wants to tell me right now that
Oh yeah.
that
Oh,
now
wow.
that you see me,
oh wow,
I think I should ask you this question.
we have some people out with
This
us.
is my daughter's wedding, and right now all you want to know is what's going on.
This is you ask me on the day of my daughter's wedding.
I will send Luca Brox, the guy who sleeps with the fish, you know. Can I do the whole show like this?
Sure.
I just want you to know that
Just
today is my daughter's wedding, and you should ask me to do something like this sometime.
that's
I'm
right.
done.
And just keep saying words with the letter S in it. You know, just
No,
makes
the
it more
hardest part is
exciting.
you got dry socket mouth like I do.
Oh,
Getting the rest of the Kleenex out of your mouth.
wow. Wow,
Anyway.
wow.
Did you like it? I mean, was that? Did I entertain? Did I
Yeah.
entertain? Oh, hey, am I entertaining you? Am I
No,
busting your ass? You
no,
think
you're
I'm
busting our
funny, you little
chops.
fuck? I'm
You think
funny.
I'm
What's so
funny?
funny?
You
You
think
think
I'm
I'm
funny?
funny? You think I'm funny? Ha ha! Funny, you little fuck.
Wow, I didn't know
Oh,
Mad
you
Dog.
think I am, you
I didn't know
funny
Mad
fuck.
Dog could actually go that high. Jeez,
Oh, hey, I can do it. I can do it. I can do
Funny how?
impressions.
Do
I
I
can
amuse
tell
you?
jokes.
Am I a clown?
Wow.
Like the other day, I went to, the other night I had a bad freaking dream, And
Yeah.
I had a
Was I in
brand
it?
new house. Listen, no, I had a
You're in
brand
my
new
bad dream.
house.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, but listen, I had this brand new house in my dream and this brand new car and all this property. Then I woke up and I was in my shitty fucking bed. I looked out my window and my shitty car was there. That's what you get for buying a dream catcher at the dollar store.
Wow.
Okay, that's something I'm trying. I write my own shit. I thought that was funny.
Well, speaking of which, before we go live, I have something to share with everybody here, and it's a special segment.
Oh, you went the other way.
It's a
Yes, I went the other way. No. I have a special segment before we. This is a pre-show segment that is just going to air on the pre-show, not on the live broadcast. So before we go live, I'm going to air something special that I found. I did a little searching on the internet, and I found something kind of funny, and I think we all need a little laugh. So I just hang tight with me.
Hey, I got a little laugh today. I was looking at you half the day.
Aw, that's so nice of you to say. You'll see once you understand what I'm talking about, you all get a kick out of it, because I laughed my ass off when I first saw it. I thought, no, I gotta share this. This is fun. So I'm gonna do that here. Let's just see. I gotta find the video here. Here it is. Okay. And can everybody see? All right, we ready?
That's my colonoscopy joke.
We ready for some comedy? This is good stuff. I can't believe I couldn't find this until like last week. So here we go. Don't say nothing, Tony, because you already know what it's all about.
For the shirt, my brother owns the bar. That's why I wanted. They had to put me in, or there wouldn't be no show tonight. My name's Tony Lutz. I used to be a professional wrestler. My name was Mad Dog, and my friends call me Mad Dog. Hey, Mad Dog. No friends. I'm gonna tell you what. If you don't laugh, I'm gonna kick your ass.
You guys better fucking laugh.
You know what? Better yet, if you don't laugh, I'm gonna kick your ass. All right? So if you don't laugh, I'm gonna kick his ass. All right? Now I'm in the burial business. I bury people for a living. I'm trying to work here. All right? So now I bury people, so if you don't laugh and I kick your ass and you die, I'll just take you to work on Monday, right? Hey, how many people here are over 50? And I just had a birthday recently, and I went to my doctor. Over 50?
Stop.
No, he's how you had to go get a colonoscopy? So I get to my doctor, he goes, with your history of family, you need to get a colonoscopy. I'm like, okay, what's that involved? Oh, they're going to stick this little hose up your ass with a camera and two little choppy things, cut something. I'm like, what the heck? I'm thinking a cameraman and all this fucking shit, He said, oh, here's the prescription. So I go to the drugstore and I get this gallon of stuff you have to drink the day before. No one tells you about the day before, right? So I pick it off the counter and go, I pick it up and take it home. I figure, I could drink 2 30-packs in 2 hours. I could nail this in a minute, So I get my favorite beer glass, pour the stuff in. By the 5th glass, I get this. I'm like, oh. They didn't tell me to be on near the bathroom, and my bathroom's on the 3rd floor, right? So I hear. I'm like, no, that was a fart. It ain't no shark. So I'm either thinking, maybe I better run and shit myself, or clench the butt cheeks and walk real slow across the floor just here. Right? Oh, time I got up to the top floor, I shit myself, right? Now, I didn't plan on being in the bathroom for 4 fucking hours, because if I would have, there would have been home improvement books, National Enquirer, fucking The Star, right? I'd have had Hot Rod Magazine, Chopper Magazine, anything like that, no. So I'm sitting there for 4 hours. I could cook a souffle in 15 fucking minutes. Elvis is still alive. He's a fucking woman in Kansas City. Elton John likes little boys. We didn't know that, right? So I'm sitting there, and all I could think of for 4 hours shitting is my mom telling me, "You fat bastard, you eat everything. We can't put nothing in front of you. That's all you do is eat." After 4 hours of getting off the toilet, I figured out why. There was the barrel monkeys missing the barrel. There was a Matchbox car, you know, and all the crayons that I ate in kindergarten, right in the fucking toilet, right? So, hey, you know, so you can't eat after midnight, and I get to this, you know, you go to the hospital the next day, and what's right next to the stand?
No, this is gold.
Fucking coffee shop.
This is gold. Comedy gold.
I'm going like, and I get to the counter, and there's a big bubbly fat lady there. She goes, "How you doing, Mr. Lutz?" I'm fine. What the fuck? How you think I'm doing? You know? I go, "How you think I'm doing?" I shit for 4 fucking hours. I couldn't feel my legs. I found everything I lost in kindergarten. What the fuck you think? Real bubbly lady, right? She goes, "I gotta ask you a couple questions. Did you have diabetes? No. Did you move your bowels?" Did I move my bowels? You want the forwarding address? They're in Blawnox. I had to move my whole family after that experience. You know what I mean? Move my bowels. I moved the fucking toilet back 6 inches. Look at me. You know what I mean? Fuck. You know. And then they put me in a room, right? And they hand me this fucking smock, right? They put this on. I mean, come on, look at me. I'm fucking 340. They hand me this thing that would cover half a little kid. I look like that fucking robot in Lost in Space. Danger, what? So you're sitting there, right, and you're really scared because you don't know what they're going to shove up your ass, and you're saying to yourself, what's the only thing you say to yourself when you're up there, right? This is the only time I hope I get the ugly nurse. I know the nurse coming looking at this shit, you know what I mean? Who walks in the room? A girl I went to school with. Pretty. I'm like, oh, fuck. Hi, Tom, how you doing? Mark, no. Now she's going to tell everybody what I'm really hung like, you know, 2 inches long, 4 inches round. Never hit the bottom, wrecked the sides, though, right? Hey, my wife still thinks that's 10 inches, you know. So, you know, I lay down. She goes, okay, lay down aside. When I did, my ball fell out, my left ball. You know, after 50, your balls get big. It looked like a Dunkin' yo-yo, right? Like I walk the dog. Hey, let's do it around the world. So after I laid down the gas, I blew a fart, and the other ball went down my leg like a pinball. You know what I mean? Went all the way down to the end, you know? So I'm sitting there, and then, thank you. So I finally laid down, and after I woke up, they're like, hey, how was your experience? Are you done yet? No, I mean, you drove that camera up my ass and everything. I didn't feel it. I was thinking, wait for Pac-Man, you know. Hey, thank you. My name's Tony Lutz. That's all I got.
Where'd you find it on YouTube? Was that a YouTube?
That was awesome.
Look, man, I can relate. And so that was beautiful.
I had a colonoscopy 5 days before I did that, and that flew up in my mind. I was supposed to do something else, and I got to tell everybody my experience because it was fucking horrible.
Absolutely.
What a fucking
Do you remember? Now, that was done about 20 years ago. Do you remember how they used to give you that shit to drink? You figure it's just,
shit.
you can't, like, you couldn't, towards the end, you'd swallow and it'd come back up, and I'm like, yeah, hold my fingers up my nose so it wouldn't squirt out, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I learned
Terrible.
after the first time, you hold it until you cannot until you're crowning, because otherwise you're going every 5 minutes. And
Oh.
by the end of the night, you get a little raw, a little tender down there. So you learn after that first time, man.
Is my brother on?
Oh yeah, dude, everybody's on.
I don't see.
Other than Jack.
I don't
Well,
see
besides
nobody.
Antique Man.
Oh yeah, well,
Swipe to the right.
But I can't smoke in the house. So before the guest gets here, I'm gonna go out and have a cigarette real quick.
I'm just getting the live already. I wanted to share that before we went live.
That was
Jean-Claude Van
hilarious.
Damme, how you doing, buddy?
What a bummer. You can't smoke in the house.
Well,
That's
no,
right.
it's somebody else's house. I'm at somebody
Yeah.
else's. You tuned in late. I'm in somebody else's house. That's why the
Don't.
connection is so good.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
You told me last night I could.
Hey, bro.
Yes, you did.
No. Johnny,
Huh?
what's up, Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Well, I
Yeah.
just got out of sitting on a dead tree in Blaze Orange, waiting for a deer to come out. And instead, my neighbor's cat came out and kind of ruined the hunt. So I came back in and I've been out working in the yard.
Wow.
Yeah. Watch out, you don't get a tick on the dick.
Jeez.
Yeah, now.
You have your
That's
wife
good
check
advice,
like
sir.
your
It's
butt
getting a little
cheeks
late in the year,
and
but
stuff
it's
when you come in?
still nice.
Hey, do you have your wife check like
Yeah,
in between
and
your butt
Frankie, I
cheeks
saw
and
your
stuff?
car a couple of times this weekend.
Oh, you did? Huh?
Yeah.
Why, were you over at Carol's or whatnot, or not tell me you were coming?
But yeah,
Or
we went there. We went there for lunch
Okay.
on Saturday.
Well, you could have like
we
knocked on
were
the
in there for a
door.
little bit on Friday.
You could have come over and knocked on the door. Well,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know
be.
which one is yours.
Well, it's where the car is. where else would it be?
Well, there was 5 cars on that side. I know you drive a PT.
The way he
Cruiser.
said
The
it.
car
Hey, where
is.
the car is.
Well,
Where the car is.
It's right where the car is.
Well, I will tell you this: he's the only one in Brooks that has a PT Cruiser.
That's right. That's comedy
But does
gold
he
right
have a
there.
PP Cruiser?
Yeah, I do. I just got it fixed too, or at least a wheel bearing anyway. So now I can drive like crazy again, And it's kind of fun. I drove with
But
Mama
it
T.
curves.
We went to Crookston earlier today. Mama
But
T
it
and I.
curves and you would have to get them bearings fixed.
Yep. Hey, you're a big guy. You probably would be you probably would be a little fit in the car now, but before that,
Yeah, I couldn't before.
Yeah,
Forget
yeah.
about it.
but now
my
you probably could.
Nissan, I'm not kidding.
Yeah,
I got
Sean.
a Nissan Rogue, and it's a pretty fitting car. The steering wheel is against my belly, and now I'm so happy, man. My life is so cool now.
Oh, that's good. What's up there,
Sean.
John? Yeah. What's
Frankie,
going on?
I got when we did the show in our studio.
Yeah.
Mama T left her whatever shawl thingy or whatever there.
Okay.
But I threw it in my truck thinking I'd maybe run into you. And then
Okay.
odds are you're going to see her way before I do. So I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it with you this weekend if that's all right.
Hey,
Unless
Yeah.
I,
That's
were
the
you-
excuse. That's the
Unless we happen to
excuse
go to
of the women
Macintosh, but I
clothing
doubt
in
it.
your
Yeah.
car.
what is
Well-
Mama T's things
Well-
hanging around the studio doing there,
yeah,
pal?
it's our studio. It's been sitting in our studio for a couple months.
Yeah, since probably our last visit, probably.
Oh, that's
Oh,
what you
wow.
tell your
Yeah.
wife.
She saw the show.
I tell you. All right, I got the live all ready to go here, everybody. Just and I'll share it with you here.
Oh, you didn't go live with that
Amazing.
famous
No,
joke
no,
imitation?
that's a pre-show only thing deal, so they'll have to watch it on the
Oh,
pre-show.
Dude, you'd have got 1 million watchers. I'm freaking funny.
I know you're funny. Why? So why?
What, am
Why
I
did,
funny? Ha ha, funny.
why did you doubt yourself that you weren't funny? Because you made it seem like you were embarrassed or whatever that I
Yeah, I
showed
got
that.
a little uncomfortable there for a while. I don't
I
know.
don't know why.
Just-
It's on the internet. Somebody posted it on the internet. I don't know who. But
Is this episode 18?
this is
That's
episode
gotta
18.
be,
Yep.
That's got to be interesting to to try and watch it when you know what it is. I mean, I don't know. That would be kind of
And watching yourself saying, I could have did that a little different, or that's
absolutely.
not too
Yep.
You're always critiquing your own stuff.
Somebody has their audio on to where I can hear our
That's me,
audio.
Mike. I'm trying.
Oh, of course. Somebody has their audio on. And then hear the delay.
Who?
Well, yeah. So John Roberts, I'll be seeing you on Saturday. Then we'll do the interview on Saturday at 10. I'll come over. But you have to meet me somewhere so I know, because I don't know where.
It's where the car is.
Yeah, not.
No,
it's
where the big buffalo is, and it's where the guy's milking the sheep.
How close?
See nobody no more.
I drive by now that I know it's a deer farm, which I'm guessing is that big area over
That's where there's deer.
Listen, don't stop and ask that guy's milking the cow, because it sounds like that's my dad. The sheep.
Wow.
Okay, here's the deal though. If we do it like at our hunting cabin, we'll probably have to stand outside.
Okay.
Cell phone service is pretty hit and miss there because we're in the middle of 160-acre woods.
Okay.
So it's kind of miss. Sometimes I might have to walk outside. Sometimes it's fine.
You know what you have to do?
Then why don't you just come to my house?
We did this at.
Come to my house. Yeah, just come to my house.
Yeah, we can do that. I was going to say otherwise.
Otherwise, we're gonna have to strap you to a buffalo and hope you get service while you.
Let's do it from the cozy.
Okay, I mean we could.
What if I can get us a breakfast out of the deal?
Hey, that'd be great. I'll
talk to Carol. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
What about in the car?
Yeah, I'll talk to Carol. Figure it out.
We don't want to do something in the car.
Like a traveling thing.
Yeah, so I'll be coming Thursday. Well, I told you that that's the only PT Cruiser in Brooks. There's only like 11 cars in Brooks too. I didn't mention that.
Yeah.
Okay, so the one with the car makes sense.
Dude, that would be scary to go through that, Todd. I can hear 11 cars. I can hear when you pull. You probably hear a banjo playing.
That means you've got 22 eyes on you.
No, they're a bunch of conservative Métis, French people, French Canadian. They all have French names. It's funny because I know one guy. His name is Gagne, but his grandson goes by Gagner. It's and they're really cool. Everybody watches out for each other. I love it up there. It's small, it's easy, it's nice, it's everybody knows everybody. They don't give a crap, and I like
what
Brooks.
do they
it's a nice
speak?
little town.
English.
Is it?
Speak with their mouth, Lance.
But so with me, we're
never know.
my great grandparents homesteaded in a little village called Terrebonne, and that's just right down the road from Brooks and Plummer. Well, growing up at my great grandparents' house for holidays, everything around the table was spoken in French. It was all their weird French, but you didn't understand anything. You learned the basics, merci beaucoup, oui, and you learned how to not spill wine when you were a kid, because as soon as you didn't spill, you got a glass with your dinner.
And you learned all the swear words.
Age.
And you learned all the swear words.
Of course, all the swear words, every single one of them.
Hey, John, your backdrop looks good of your car there, bro.
What?
Sam, your backdrop of your car looks good, man.
What backdrop? Oh.
You can see your car in the backdrop.
Oh, that's I know. I've been back there.
That was from the bar, huh?
No, I have 3 of them.
That's nice.
Well, anyway, I'll get the show started here because there's some stuff that I want to do before we get to our first guest tonight.
Where's Zach at?
He's not here this week, I guess. I sent him the link. Well, he's not bad. He's just busy. Well, he probably is a little mad because of what's been going on.
No, I know he's mad. I've been listening to his things, man.
Oh, yeah.
that guy hates Trump, man.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, where John?
Is that why he's
on Facebook? John, does he have something on Facebook?
Yeah, he does.
Give me
I'm not a Facebook friend with him, so I don't know.
Zach's an interesting guy, but I'm pretty sure if I met him in real life, because he lives in Deep River, so I've never met him in person yet. But I'm sure if I ever did, I'd like him just as much as I like you guys. So, I
would too. But man, he just he reminds me of them. like, for example, when I was driving out to pick my truck up,
Yeah.
there was a hotline for people who are depressed about, wanting to commit suicide about the election.
Wow.
Where was our hotline in 2020 whenever Joe Biden became president?
Yeah.
Have a hotline.
Hotline.
Fine.
Yeah, they had to have a hotline. People were crying. I mean, there was people.
They were on TikTok crying.
Well, I mean, come on, man. You guys probably saw the clip because to me, Jimmy Kimmel just completely blew away late night forever in the fact that he got up there and cried. I mean, talk about dividing everybody. It was disgusting.
Kimmel is the biggest pile of dog shit.
You know what?
Exactly.
I don't care what anybody says.
Carmela would have won. So what? I would have been the same as I am right now. I don't like her, but man, I'm so happy Trump won. And he's saying all this stuff about he's a rapist, he's this, he's that. I mean, that's just not true. I mean, he's a normal human being like us.
Yeah, but he starts off.
Hotline.
The only thing I don't like about
The only
Trump.
bad thing.
The only thing bad thing I don't like about Trump.
About this whole thing is what?
I'm getting an echo from everybody.
Change the privacy settings, Sean.
I thought I already did.
Only bad thing about Trump winning is we're stuck with walls for 2 more years in Minnesota.
Yeah, it's on public.
No, the only thing I don't like about Trump, he starts out with this great speech, then he got to be on the end, he started using that cut down shit. I don't like that sometimes. Like, stupid Biden, Joe. Well, have such a great, powerful speech. Then he got to go into that.
Got to hand to Pennsylvania. They made it win.
Hey.
They said that was that inbreed Erie area that made him win all the inbreds.
Erie. Well, hey, bread's good for you. Come on now. So all types of bread.
I like bread.
Now they're saying that most of the states that camel toe won were all states that you didn't have to have
camel toe
to vote. Oh, they're proving that wrong now? Oh, that was an Elon Musk thing.
That's terrible. A hotline? Wow.
Yes, there's a hotline for depression or if you're going to commit suicide over election. This is on Sirius Radio.
I had a depression about my erection one time. I was ready to take it.
I don't think they call a hotline. Wow.
You said election. I thought you said your erection. Right. I could give you that hotline. I mean.
Yeah. It's very hot. It's very, very hot.
No, you said the erection.
Yeah, that lines were busy all the time, weren't they?
Well, what was funny is, and I was going to share some of these clips, but I wasn't sure if I should or not. But like, there are people who could do a louder scream than what Sam can probably do now. Would give Sam a run for his money, and I'm just like, holy crap!
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Let's see it, Sean.
Well, maybe later I'll do it, but we I don't want our guests to get all. I don't want our guests to get all pissed off at us just because I'm doing what we're doing.
Right. You had one ghost once because of politics.
Yeah, I don't want that again. You never know about people, and I just want to have.
I do on my show. You just got to do like I do on my show. I mean, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, me either.
It's funny because I got accused of being biased on my show going into the elections because I never have any Democrats or any liberals on our show. And I'm like, that's not, it's the truth. I don't, but I invite them.
But that's the most unbiased thing.
Exactly. And the thing is when they come in, like I said, I'm not going to throw them under the bus. I'm not going to throw them under the bus. I'm going to bring up the issues that I would in any other interview. The problem is their answers are going to be a lot different than any other interview. And so I'm not biased. So I do say it like I see it. In the town we're residents of rural East Grand Forks, Minnesota. The city council and the mayor there, they don't like me at all. I throw them under the bus all the time on my show, but it's all true stuff. They can't call me out on it. They never have. They've never attempted to. They won't come on my show. But the Grand Forks, North Dakota politics, I brought a Grand Forks County Commissioner. It's the third, Grand Forks, I think, is the third biggest city in North Dakota. I had a county commissioner hunting with me this weekend. I hang around with state senators and all these guys, and they all like it because we say it like we see it. But then again, North Dakota is a total Republican state, but yeah, you just got to say it like you see it. And I don't care if they don't like it. You never like to have people tune out, but that's their choice. I went
Yep.
through that in 40 years of radio. People would call me up and say, "This song sucks." And I'd say, "Okay, you see those buttons on your radio? Turn it. But give me 5 minutes and turn it back. You know,
That's
maybe
all.
I'll make you happier then."
That's like my family.
What
Believe
did I
my
miss
family.
earlier?
My-
Like when I was out having a cigarette, my friend was watching Ricky Grove. He grew up in Brooks, and I tuned in
You know, Rick.
right as you guys were saying something about carols. What are we doing with carols
Oh,
now?
Rick. Oh, no.
No, don't worry.
Frankie wants to interview me on Saturday morning, and I was saying maybe we could do it from Carol's because out of my hunting cabin we have such horrible cell service. But yeah, I haven't seen Ricky yet this year. I usually run into him every year deer hunting.
I gotta get my Pocahontas smoke in.
my family, all Democrats, and my sister said to me the other day, "Well, did your son vote for him because he's gay?" And I went, "What's that mean?" She goes, "Well, Trump don't like gays." I'm like, "It's not that Trump don't like gays. He don't like trans, like people that say that they're a woman that want to be a man. I mean, that stuff sucks anyway. There's a man and a woman. That's all we were born a man and a woman. Like, I'm not 100%.
That pissed me off.
Did God
You can do what you want. You can do what you want with your body.
Right.
We shouldn't have to pay for it.
Right.
You can't force your kids to do it. That you should go to prison for that shit. Let them make up their own mind.
Right.
It's guys in prison decide because, well, here I'm a lifer. I'll never get out of here. Hell, I want to turn into a woman. That way, if they're gonna rape me, at least I'm a woman. I mean, I'm just saying that. I don't know, but why the hell should we have to pay for it? You know?
Now,
and now you're hearing these talk from these gay people after the election. Oh,
What
it'll
does
never
a
be
man
the same.
see?
We're gonna be, this, that, this. I have gay people that are good friends. My wife has gay relatives. We love her to death. I've never seen a change from her, and we have a few, but I've never seen their attitudes change from when Trump was president to Biden back to Trump. It was no difference to them. But then again, they're not the people that are out preaching, "I'm gay, I want this, I want that." They just want to be gay and be left alone.
My son voted
live
Trump.
a life like everybody fucking else.
My son voted Trump.
Just like religion. There's nothing wrong with religion or any religion. There's the freaks in each religion, and there's the people that like to shove it down your throat. Sorry, I don't care if you're gay or religious or what. You don't need to shove it down my throat.
Another thing is,
Depends on what kind of gay you are. No, never mind. Just kidding.
If your kids think they're a dog, then just shoot them in 7-8 years. That's all they live anyway. So that's the easiest way to get rid of your kid.
Wow.
Pizza? You don't get pizza. You get dog food.
Anyway, let's get everything on rolling here. I mean, I feel like we're kind of going in a tangent here.
That's what happens when you bring up politics, you son of a bitch.
Well, I just asked how everybody thought. I didn't think it was good.
I'm happy.
Just be happy, I guess, and that's
let's
move on. All right.
If you pay attention to your grocery bill, you will be happy.
Oh, absolutely. And gas and everything else. All right. Welcome, everybody, to Season 3, Episode number 18 of Renegade Radio. I'm your host with the most, Frankie Slauson. And as you see, we got a kind of a encouraging bunch tonight, which is, which I kind of figured, after the election and everything, I kind of figured that it'd be this way. And I'm pretty sure it would have been that way outside of things as well, if the results would have been different. But we're all happy here anyway. We're joined by Mad Dog. We got Lance Warlock. We got Mama T. And we got Screaming Sam. And we got John Roberts as well. John Claude Van Damme. Yeah, that's right. And tonight we're going to be welcomed by we got two guests on the show tonight, and the first guest is joining us right now. His name is Jeff MUMM, and he's kind of a local public figure when it comes to just his history in the area, the Thief River Falls, Goodridge area. I see that you.
Legendary football coach.
There you go. Can you hear us and see us, Jeff?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're coming pretty. You're coming very, very clear.
Perfect.
Very, very clear. And then our next guest that we'll have after Jeff will be Steve Stoller, and he's the guy that was friends with Groucho Marx before
Cool.
Groucho passed away. So should be a fun show tonight. But yeah, our
Thank you
first
very
guest
much.
is our first guest has come and joined us earlier than expected, but that's okay. I mean, he was trying to get everything working. How's it going tonight, Jeff? How are you doing?
Very good. Thank you for having me here. It's an honor. And Bruce Nelson got a hold of me, so Nellie's listening from East Grand Forks. So hello, Nellie, to the East Side guys. So
Oh, that's good. That's good. I
I
figured
was
some
on the
people
phone
would
with him
probably
like
listen.
5 times today.
yeah, it takes 5 times to get through to Nellie.
Well, you probably know John Roberts or Robert Raymond as his real name, but he says he knows you pretty well anyway.
I know who he is. Yeah,
Well,
good man, good kid.
I
Should
went
say
by.
good kid.
Well, you're a little a little after my time because I was Robbie and then Rob, but
Yes.
I got to know you more when I was calling the games on the radio because when I played football for Thief River, we sucked. We were 0-16, I think, my junior and senior year.
Oh my
The
God.
junior year teachers went on strike, so we had to forfeit like 6 games.
Okay.
But then you came around after, and then it's like, wow, all of a sudden Thief River's got a good football program, and you, I mean, you did such a great job with the Prowler football program. You turned it around 100%. It's too bad there's teams like Perham and shit around that would have made it even better, but. And then to find out, 40 years later, 30 years later, that you're buddies with Nelly and Ron Berg, because I worked at iHeartRadio for 20 some years. And
Okay.
and congratulations, by the way, on getting married and congratulations on still being here to talk with us.
Yeah, thank you very
You know
much.
what I mean, man.
You can
You had a couple of some highs and lows and highs.
well, you go back you go back to when I started. It was a perfect program to take over because I hadn't had a lot of wins. And my first year, we finished 0-8 and we scored 9 points the whole year. So there's a lot of community members like, who is this 24-year-old kid that thinks he knows everything? But they gave me a chance. They gave me a chance to build a program and get all the kids that, football wasn't a priority for a lot of our kids. Obviously, hockey was, because we're a big hockey community, and basketball and wrestling. But we found a way to get these kids out. And you take a look at our really good teams. We had a 20-year run that we're over 500. Couple state tournament appearances. I believe we had 9 opportunities to go to state. I guess when it's all said and done, that one's going to probably bother me the most. I think it was 9 or 11, and we got to 2 of them. Detroit Lakes, unfortunately, was in our section. They were loaded. And then Perham beat a couple of times, and then Eastside was the last one that beat us in the section championship. So very very grateful that this community and school district let me do things really different. People said it couldn't be done, and we did it thanks to the parents and the kids. So.
Oh, that's good.
And on another note, when you mentioned Thief River there, Jeff, we got to give a shout out to Nelly then if he's watching. I mean, he brought a state championship to East Grand Forks, so hats off to him. They just celebrated, I believe, the 20-year anniversary of that state championship.
Yeah,
So
they did.
Nelly's a great guy. We have a lot of our board meetings for our Catfish Club in his garage, and it's fun to talk about old time 80s stuff.
You
Love
bet.
it. Thank you again for being here.
There's nothing better than going catfishing with Nelly. It's absolutely, you can't explain it. Nelly won a state championship in 2004, and then I've had a lot of good things happen in my life. And I was picked to be the outstate head coach for the outstate All-Stars for the Minnesota High School League All-Star game. And Nelly was one of my assistants. So it was it was great because we spent a lot of time on east side with Roger, just, because we had Nick Mertens as our quarterback. And, so we put in a lot of stuff, stuff that they had. And so, yeah, Nelly and I go way back, goes all the way back to my first year coaching. I talked to him after the game. I saw him in Valley City when we were playing in Valley City. And for some reason, we connect and we've been friends ever since.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
And I feel bad because it's just me and you right now, so I'm going to shut up for a little bit. Let you guys do something.
John likes to take over stuff, but that's okay. I figured that because you guys knew each other, that'd be the first
that's all right.
conversation.
Hey, you guys know each other. I don't know none of you guys. All I know is like John Roberts said. He goes like, yeah, we used to have our board meetings in that on the outhouse near what are you talking? It's a garage. We're having a meeting, an important meeting in the guy's garage. Come on, you guys up there. What are you doing?
Well, you got to remember, when I say garage, he doesn't park his vehicle in the garage. His boat will go in the garage before a man's vehicle will. And then
I understand that. I know how you guys
is man cave.
You got to get
it's man cave. You can sit in there in shorts and a t-shirt.
Well, next week we're going up. Next week we're going up Harry's over the falls, and we're going to have a meeting in his smoker.
See, that's what Ricky's got out here. Ricky's got his own little man cave out there. That's where I was when I caught the Brooks comment. Oh yeah, it's just a man cave. That's why I didn't have to wear a jacket to go smoke because I'm just
okay. Sorry, I sidetracked the show.
Well,
yeah,
Jeff,
we're doing up here. Everybody does it.
Yeah. Well, Jeff,
I'm curious on something.
Well, let me can I at least do an introduction at least? Okay. Wow, this is Renegade Radio, so sometimes it gets a little crazy. We were just got done talking about the election and everything, so the conversation gets a little crazy, when we talk about certain topics or whatever. But now that you're in the room and join us for our meeting, we'll just say, it's been broadcast everywhere. We are happy and fortunate to have you on here. The reason why I wanted you on here in the first place was because as we talked on the phone, you have an interesting story of something that happened to you earlier this year, but you got to see the good, the bad, and the ugly of the effects. And it seems like after what happened to you, that you felt like you were gone for a little bit, and then you woke up and now you're in this alternative universe where everybody is all of a sudden really nice to you. Treat you like you just like you won the election or something, So you have an interesting story, and your history is very, very interesting as well, because you work with my second cousin, John Walewski Jr., over there in the Goodridge area. And he's been around there forever. His son is a priest over in East Van Forks, yes. John III. So I don't know how well you know him, but I mean, it's just I know that you work together anyway. So yeah, we wanted to just share your story because it's very interesting of how things just kind of just happen to be when you're not expecting things to happen like that, but then all of a sudden your life was saved. Kind of explain to us like before we get into more your actual history, but kind of explain to us kind of what you were going through that day.
Well, it started probably 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. I was coaching girls fast pitch with Coach Regala, and it was just right during the COVID, right when spring sports got back going again. And there was a few times my fingertips turned blue, and there was a couple of times I was out of breath at the wrong time. It wasn't when I was working out and when I was doing some cardio stuff. So just seemed odd. So I went in. And then I got referred to a cardiologist in Fargo, and they found that I had a leaky valve. So I was put on some medication, and then after 38 wonderful years in Thief River Falls, I was a long-term sub for Hannah, our volleyball coach at the middle school here, and then I started subbing, and I went up to God's country, as I call it, in Grigala, and I subbed and fell in love with the place. And then they said, by the way, we've got a Dean student / AD job open. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And then I talked to a couple of people up there that I knew and said, if there's somebody within this school district that's applying for it, I'm not going to apply. Well, nobody did. So I applied for it, and I got the job, and it's been wonderful. So then I got the job in January. March, I go in for my annual checkup, and Dr. Haldis, my cardiologist Fargo, said, "You got to have surgery." He goes, "You're leaking all over the place. Your valve isn't shutting." So they didn't, went and looked at all the tests and all the videos, and it wasn't shutting at all. So they figured my heart was going at about 30-40%. So I went in in April, I went in for open heart surgery to repair a valve. And yeah, it's been interesting ever since. It was like 2 weeks later, I went into AFib. I passed out in a restaurant. They helicoptered me to Fargo. They got my heart back going where it's supposed to. And then just about a month ago, I was out mowing the grass, and that next thing I remember, I was waking up in Fargo, and I went into cardiac arrest, and I got a long email from Shannon Bowen. He's a thief, he's a Thief River person, and Nick, by the way, coaching football, but he sent me a video today of some clips on 9/11 of the people who didn't make it to their office. One had a blister on his foot, so he had to go to the drugstore, get a Band-Aid. Somebody spilled coffee, and then how did Nick and Shannon show up at the right time? It was a miracle. They drove by, saw me laying in the yard. Nick ran out and said I was purple. I had no heartbeat. They started doing CPR compressions, and then then the ambulance crew got there. They shocked me twice, and they said I wasn't breathing for about 6 minutes. But they got me going. They got me to Fargo, and yeah, like I said, and kind of the strange part is I don't remember Friday going to work. I don't remember going to the football game on Friday. I don't remember going to DGF to watch my stepdaughter play volleyball. I don't remember Sunday. Just boom, all of a sudden I wake up and I'm looking at people looking at me. My brother goes, "What's up, brother?" And I was like, what's going on? And then to hear what happened, how it happened, and yeah, it's been quite a wedding gift to my new wife Laura. She's been a godsend through all this. Like before we get married, I've got heart surgery, and then after we get married August 30th, I'm in cardiac arrest. So right now everything seems going pretty well. So keep your fingers crossed. But
hey, can I tell you something? Don't cut the grass no more. You're not supposed to be doing that stuff after 2 open heart surgeries.
So yeah, I guess I'm lucky. People I shouldn't be here, and the stars aligned perfectly, and the right people.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Time. Thank you. Amen.
When did you start getting all this positive response? As soon as you were getting out of the hospital, or did it happen right even before you got out?
Well, when I retired, we had a nice, they set up a great celebration for my retirement, and like I said, I put in 38 years here, and I think I did pretty well. I mean, I worked extremely hard. My dad always told me, don't let anybody outwork you. I've always enjoyed working with kids, and one of my goals every day was I was gonna make somebody better. So I was always there for the kids, and then yeah, I mean, just getting to Grigula, but yeah, so leaving Thief River was hard, but it was time. I mean, could I still be doing what I was doing? You bet, without a doubt. I love my job. I love teaching elective phys grades 10 through 12. I loved working with Coach Reynolds as an assistant coach, but I don't know, that little alarm clock or ticker inside said, what, it's time to go, and let the young guy come in. Dominic Cruz took over, and he'll do a wonderful job. And then, like I said, really, I fell into Grigula, and it's been, maybe that's why I'm around. Around for that job, around to be a great husband and a better father and a better stepdad. So whatever comes my way, I guess I'm ready to go.
Oh yeah, well,
I met my wife in Grigula.
What's that?
I met my wife in Grigula 30 years ago. This
Really?
fall festival.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, we took a road trip up there.
Here for the first time. That's a celebration.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, I met her up there at the softball tournament. I was playing in it, and she had come up to see her brother play. And anyway, long story, but yeah, it was 30 years ago we met up in Gregla. Loved that place. I used to hang up there a lot when I was younger.
Me
Yeah,
too. I was living in
Yeah, we've been
Pencer.
together ever since.
I
Le-
lived in
Pencer.
Pencer and went to
Yeah,
Gregla
Pencer.
Fall Fest.
Lance,
Jack and Jill.
Lance, you had a question before I interrupted you. So what was your
Well,
question about?
Well, it's a little scrambled. I mean, now I have it when you were mowing the lawn and had been on the grass, had those people not driven by, what was there anybody else that was potentially, I mean, had they not driven by, what are the circumstances?
that's a great question. You know, like I said, when you listen to Shannon and Nick, you know, when they left their, when they left their lake cabin in Park Rapids, all the delays that they had, you know, then they come to Thief River, and Nick's wife, Ashley, says, you know, you got to stop at Scooters and pick up a couple smoothies because the kids are really good in church today, I believe. So all the different delays put them by me when I was laying on the ground. So I'm not sure how many people drove by. All I know is that, you know, they're the first ones that started CPR on me, you know, then Dusty, the police officer came, and then obviously the ambulance and stuff. So, obviously I'm very, very thankful for all of them, but yeah, they were the first ones that stopped. I'm not sure.
And who would have paid attention to have a reason to notice, like you said, maybe somebody else would have driven by and not thought anything if it wasn't very visible. Did you say that were you legally dead for 6 minutes?
I wasn't breathing. They said I wasn't breathing for about 6 minutes.
Is that what it was? Is there anything from that whole experience that you were blessed with bringing back into this?
No, I mean, I've had some people say, what did you see at the end of the tunnel? I saw Nelly. That scared me. So that popped me back.
I wish I knew this
He
Nelly.
saw some guy coming over like this.
He just texted me and said, because he's trying to figure out Nelly's he doesn't know Facebook or anything. And I just texted him, and he goes, I don't know, be easy on me. So I told him to catch the show again. If he can't watch it tonight, I told him to catch it on GFBS. What's the time again and date on that, Sean?
It's Saturday. Well, we get a special replay that airs every Saturday night at 7:00 on GFBS. Okay. So very, very, very thankful for those guys because that's John's company, and it's a good podcasting company, and it really helps for people like us and everybody else that they got that are on their platform as well. A lot of people still don't know that they exist. Well, they're starting to get their word out now, but people should, if they have an idea, if anybody out there that sees the show and says, "Well, how do I get on there?" Well,
I know.
come up with an idea.
Hey, can I take this one?
Yeah, you can take it. Go ahead.
You watch my podcast, The Buzz with Mama T, because I advertise 3 times for Grand Forks Best Source every show.
That's right. So anyway,
I didn't realize when I got on here that all of you were on there. Obviously, I've heard of it. So, you talk about getting a second opportunity. This is one of them right here. I get to be on here. So, thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you spend a little bit of time with us because I want to get your story out there. It's interesting and it goes to show that people have been extra kind to you. And I hope that's not just because of what happened. I hope they're doing it because they really do genuinely like you as a person. I would think so.
I was really, I don't know, blessed, with all my years of teaching and coaching and all the success that we had, and I had a great group of kids over the years and a staff and stuff. But it was, after all this happened, there was a place in town that sold signs that, we love Coach MUMM, and people could buy them and put them in their yards. And that was odd, driving around town and seeing signs that said that, and
yeah, but Coach, it wasn't odd. It had to be exciting too. I mean, it had to make you feel good. I don't care what you say about that. Because when people love you like that, you know, I miss that. I miss that a lot.
That's you're 100% right. It felt odd, but it felt good. It felt good that I just
You're right. You're right, Coach. You're blessed, though. You're blessed.
You know, I kind of just you let me know that I did a lot of good things for the kids in this community.
Amen, Coach.
Good. Yep. Thank
Yeah, absolutely.
Bravo.
Well, we
Can I
appreciate.
ask one more?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
For over the 4 decades of radio and all the coaches and teachers that I've interviewed over the years and have turned into friends of mine and stuff, but a good coach will always say, you know, it's not all about the sport, not all about football. It's a big part of it, but how cool is it? Because for me, a lot of my influences growing up were coaches and teachers. And I know it was for my son too, who ended up playing pro baseball and had a really good hockey career. But how cool is it for you, Jeff, when kids come up to you that maybe you coached 30 years ago and say, Coach, you wouldn't believe what you did for me in my life, because I know you guys get that. I know you get it. How cool is that when they just say, you know, the football was great, but my gosh, this is what's going on with me now. I got 3 kids and but that's got to make it all worthwhile. Like you said, you worked your butt off for 30 whatever years, you know, and now you get to get the warm fuzzies about it when people come up to you afterwards.
Yeah, when I see a lot of kids, you know, from the past, I mean, I'm going into the to the Prowler Hall of Fame this weekend, as well as our 2005 team. So you talk about a group of kids who obviously excelled. But when I see kids, you know what, we rarely talk about football, and we talk about all the things that we did off the field, all the things that we did just to make our school better with our gold dot days. We had, like I said, I did a bunch of things really different. Some people said it isn't going to work, but it worked because you make kids feel special, needed, and wanted. You know what? They're going to go out there and work really hard. And I always read a quote. I think it's Coach Stagg, Almanzo Stagg, Division III coach. The Division III National Football Championship is named after him. But somebody asked him about his team, and he said, "You know what? Ask them 20 years from now, and then they'll tell you what kind of coach I was." So I've always remembered that is
yeah.
You know what? A lot of our kids, 99.9% aren't going to go on and play any college football. But, the fall had to be, that was my number one goal, is to make the fall the best season that they could have, not just playing football. And it seemed to work. So.
Wow. Well
that's good.
Well put.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you, Coach. And really, thanks for just being a part of our show. We really do appreciate having you on here and sharing your story.
I appreciate it. It's like I said, it's been a good run. I've got a son who's in Vegas right now putting on a lawyer clinic. And I told him, I said, it's just like a football clinic. And then, my daughter, if you ever get to Grand Marais, my daughter has the restaurant.
I know about her.
Called the Fisherman's Daughter. So get up there, and I'm married to a beautiful wife and got 2 great kids here, and yeah, life is good. So, and again, I'm lucky to be here. So I'm blessed.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
God bless you, Coach.
Bravo,
Thank you,
Coach.
Thank you.
Hats off to you, Coach.
Thank you.
We'll see you next
Come
time.
up to Nellie's one time. Get together.
You guys need to do one of these in Nellie's man cave. You talked about a Valley City, East Grand Forks, shrine.
We might have to get BT in there then too.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey, no problem. We appreciate you, man.
Okay. You bet.
All right, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
God bless. God bless you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
All righty. You want me to exit you after the coach now, or you know you already know how to do that. All right. Let's just see. I'll just exit him off here.
No, he just wants to stay. I think he muted it.
No, I think he wants to. So, there we go. All right. Well, what do you guys think then, huh? Coach MUMM.
That's pretty cool. I wanted to hear
Yeah.
more of
Good guy.
his. I wanted to hear more of his sports life. Not those many times he died, for Christ's sake.
Well, I mean, you might have
That's
be friends with him
depressing.
on be friends
I
with him
want
on
to hear some
Facebook.
happy things, man.
He's a
Is
Well,
he
pretty
something
yeah.
I
humble
gotta
dude.
look forward to when I get to his age, having 17 heart attacks, cutting the grass?
You know, I had a
you'll-
question for
guys.
him too, but you know,
I'm
Hey,
sorry.
Sorry to talk too
How
much.
much longer before our guest gets on? Because I might have to exit for a second.
About 45 minutes.
yeah, I
Oh,
was just
really?
gonna say the same thing.
That long until he comes on?
Well,
Actually-
yeah, I mean, it's several. I mean, you
Oh my God.
have you never been on the show before? Or you not know how we do things over here? Hey, he came on early, by the way. You know,
Oh my
he was supposed to be
God.
on at 6, not 10 to 6. So yeah. So hey, you know,
The
whatever.
excitement level.
That's right. But I got some
I
stuff
understand.
I got some stuff to keep everybody entertained. So don't worry. You know, Frankie got you this week. Don't worry.
Sean, Ricky Grove wants to know how it's going. Apparently, everybody in the garage is watching the show.
Oh, that's good. Well, it's
In the
going.
garage.
It's going great. How you doing there,
Thank you.
Ricky?
Yeah, I'll be back up in the Brooks area Thursday.
Cool.
Let him know.
Cool.
Yeah, after he goes to River Falls near the Lake Falls by Home Falls.
That's right.
To the garage falls.
Well, I got some stuff that I got some stuff.
Our union. That's where we're going to have our presidential meeting to see who's going to be the biggest guy in Niagara Falls.
All right. Well,
in the outhouse.
I got some fun stuff that we can talk about. Okay, I found some stuff. I was doing some. I got some information here from a source called Interprep, which is they give you a free radio show prep. You know, it's kind of, I don't know if this is something you use at all.
Earlier?
Yeah, and it's just kind of fun information about stuff that you probably wouldn't really think about, you know, on a normal day. So I'm going to start off here with the first one. The first one's called News Attack, and research on strokes, heart attacks, and diabetes concludes that we're still eating far too much processed meat and red meat. The news couldn't come at a worse time for Wendy's new bacon hot dog cheeseburger bacon burger.
Bye.
I didn't know if that was actually a thing or not, but I mean, you know.
Hot dog at Wendy's?
Yeah. It's supposed to be called the new bacon hot dog cheeseburger bacon burger.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's called the Wind Dog.
Come on.
What's that cost? About $14.
Hey, do you ever...
I don't know. It's all from
I'm
show
hungry.
prep.
It's ultimately going to cost you a lot more than that.
Well, here's
I don't
some
do fast food anymore, very rarely.
here's some wacky but true information here. Stopping the thieves with steamed buns and soy milk. On a bus in China, 2 pickpockets were caught in the act by one of the passengers. The bus driver was alerted and he immediately called police. As the bus driver pulled over and waited for police, the thieves attempted to escape. Passengers kept the pickpockets away from the door by pelting them with steamed buns and soy milk. Is that something?
Oh,
I don't know if it did or not, but that's where it ends.
Some good buns.
What a bunch of wussies. Stop them.
were
by
they
throwing
trying to
buns at
change
them.
them into with the soy milk? Were they trying to change them into Japanese people?
I don't know. I mean, whatever. I mean, it's just weird information that you wouldn't be able to think about.
You are fuck up caresses.
Okay. And
I
here's
gotta go
some.
stretch for a minute. My back is killing me. I'll be right back.
You go ahead and stretch. Here's a
Hey, bring
topic.
the dogs and the cats.
Here's a topic about what's your weird hobby. And this is something that has been launched on social media to gather the best comments to discuss on air that open the phones. Well, we don't have phones, but what's your weird hobby? What's the and then here's what the internet said. Some weird hobbies include looking at names on gravestones.
I do that. I used to do that for a living.
Some also say they collect bus and train tickets, you know, from all their trips and everything. There's people that collect bottle caps. You guys ever do that at all? Bottle cap collecting?
No, I collect knives.
Okay. And then finally, I walk around my city looking for interesting license plates and take photos of them. So
That'll get you, somebody beat the crap out of you.
I used to like keychains and pens.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's
I used
actually
to like use condoms and no,
and whipped cream.
yeah, and tampons.
I knew it.
Yeah. All right,
Thanks, buddy. How did
I
you
got
know
some
that?
I got some more for you. Well, it's November 11th, so happy Veterans Day to everybody that's a veteran, that has served. But we also
My wife,
today's yeah, I saw your thing that you wrote about a tour.
12 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we you today share some birthdays with some celebrities. Stanley Tucci is 64 years old. Demi Moore is 62. Calissa Flockhart is 60. Carson Kressley from Queer Eye for the Straight Guy is 55. Believe it or not, Leonardo DiCaprio is 50 today. I thought he was older than that, but he's 50. Musical director John Matisse from The Late Show with Stephen Colbert is 38. Ty Sheridan from Ready Player One is 28. And jazz singer Samara Joy is 25. So those are some birthdays they share.
I didn't even know who the hell half of them people were.
Well, hey, now you know. Now you do.
I'll have to look them up. I got photos.
Well, I mean, it's interesting information, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's just something that I found, and I do use show prep. I'm going to start using it more often. I think weekly in the show now, just to fill some time. Do you, John, when you do your stuff? Like I know you get mostly from local stuff or whatever, but what's some of the sources that you get your information from? Do you ever go through show prep at all or anything like that, or?
Well, yeah, I have to gather my news every morning for that show, and then my daily show at 11. Sometimes I do prep the day before for some of my shows. I try to be as knowledgeable as I can about them, but a lot of my stuff is done in the morning beforehand. But
Okay.
I basically, in a nutshell, I steal my news from everybody, every other source, like every other source does to every other source. You
Wow.
don't use anything verbatim, well, it's news. Nobody
Yeah.
does news anymore. And it's you try to keep it as local as you can. I do a little fun story in my sports and but yeah, I mean, there's times even on some of my shows, I'll creep you on Facebook or social media just to find out more about you, but
Oh.
yeah, you do what you can. I do too many shows to do too much more about it. My shows are usually only about an hour long anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, but you learn who the good sources are. I can make a lot of phone calls. Like I said earlier, I'm friends with a lot of the media. I'm good friends with the mayor and senators and county commissioners and stuff like that. So I can off the record, get sources where at least steered in the right direction, if you will. So that
Sure.
helps. But otherwise, yeah, it's not the end of the world, my stories. So after this
Yeah.
long of doing it, I just make sure it's factual.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good though. I mean, that's very important. Very, very important. Uh, yeah. For me, I used to when I first worked for or did stuff with Pioneer. They always got stuff from the Associated Press, and they told us that we were
AP,
required to, yeah, we were required to read whatever we could find from them. So that's what we did.
And that's
AP
it,
and
or
UPI.
for
Well,
sure.
for learning how to do radio and learning how to do news, that was like our first starts in that, and it was interesting
Remember
for what it was.
back in the day in radio, you'd go into the newsroom, which was basically a big ass closet for the AP machine, or if you had AP and UPI, which is United Press International, but it was constant tick, 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 where it was spitting out paper
Yeah,
constantly.
yeah,
So you'd come in at 5 o'clock in the morning to prep for your 6 a.m. morning show, and you'd walk into like a jumble of paper where you'd have to start going through all this paper and rip and read, get your stuff ready to go. I was a rip and reader. But you'd come in and there'd be, because it goes nonstop 24 hours a day. It's constantly chugging out news and weathers but yeah, old AP.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you remember the type of paper they used to use for that? It actually was like the old printer paper that had like the circles
The
or whatever.
holes on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like what was that? Like more like a thin type piece of paper
Well,
too.
no, but could you imagine what a roll of that would cost nowadays? Because you don't need it now. Everything's
Yeah.
electronic, and now I have a number of sources that I right off the bat in the morning I Google to get my news and things like that. I mean, I might see a story on a Fargo source, and then I'll check a source in Grand Forks or somewhere else, or even Crookston to find out if it's all the same thing, and go from there.
Sure. Well, that makes sense. That's for sure. I'm trying to find something here. See if I can. Hold on here. Just trying to find something that will let us fill some time. So other than well, I mean, since you went hunting and everything, have you had any luck at all with catching anything at all, or at all yet?
I did not shoot anything yet. I could have. What I usually end up doing the first weekend is making sure everybody else gets deer that has to go home. We have guys from southern Minnesota that come up every year. They have for 40 years or whatever, and we have guys that come from all over. But we've got our group because we can party hunt in Minnesota. We've got when I left camp yesterday. I left kind of early yesterday. I wanted to come home and watch the Vikings game. We had
Go Steelers.
4 or 5 in camp. A couple of nice big bucks, a couple of big does, but we got a long way to go, and we can shoot a lot more deer. So I'll go back. I'm hunting in my backyard right now. I took a walk out there today, and I've got a couple spots I can sit in, and if I see the big monster, I'll shoot him. But otherwise, I'm going back Thursday as soon as my racing show is done. I'm heading back, and I'll come back again on Sunday. But I'm not too worried about it. It doesn't scare me that I don't have a deer yet. Last year, I shot 2 deer on the last day. I fired 2 shots all season last morning, and I shot 2 deer.
Interesting.
That's
That is
fun.
interesting.
We had a couple of coyotes in camp.
Yeah.
How many deer are you allowed
Yeah,
to shoot
well,
this season?
I think I can legally shoot 4, I think, this year if I wanted to.
We're only allowed to shoot 1.
So
Well,
Rick, I was just talking to
my-
Ricky, John.
Yep.
I was just talking to Ricky. He said he hasn't seen you in a while, and he's gonna come see you on, I think, Saturday, he said.
All right. Well, maybe we'll go. I'll have to see. We might go to trail. The new owners, I think, take over in trail. I'd like to go up there. They got a pretty good kick-ass deer hunters ball. We'll see.
I know Carol's is now doing every Sunday. She's doing a breakfast buffet now from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. for like $15, like all you can eat breakfast.
Yeah, they are. But yep. But they usually have a deer hunters thing too. They're giving away this sick 410 shotgun that I would love to have, but they're not having their banquet or their deer hunters thing till the 28th or something. Well, deer hunting's
What
done
do they
Sunday.
do? How do you win that?
It's like,
Buy
why
one
would you have
breakfast.
it?
I don't know, maybe because
No,
of
you
Black
gotta buy a
Friday and
raffle
everything.
ticket.
Well, because Thanksgiving's the 28th, so
No, I don't know.
yeah, I don't know
But
either.
you buy a raffle ticket. And there's other prizes, but the
Yeah.
gun is just it might be a Marlin. I can't remember, but it's the stainless steel lever action 410 shotgun, and it's just short barrel. It's just a cool ass gun. Yeah,
Wow.
it'd be fun.
410 was the
That'd be a
first.
nice gun,
That
but
was the
so every
first
little town
one
has
I
their
ever
deer
shot.
hunters thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. That was a lot of people's first guns back in the day. Was a 410 shotgun.
Mine was.
Yeah,
Right
you
now I
load them
got
with slugs now, and it'd be a good deer gun in the woods.
All right.
Would be
I
great.
got another segment or video for us to watch. Some more comedy, but it's not Mad Dog this time. It's a different comedian. Maybe you might know this comedian. But this is basically our segment for this week because I couldn't figure out anything else. I mean, I know you guys like the true and false stuff and all that. Maybe we'll do that next week
I
because
don't
we'll
have
have
my
more
card
time.
with me.
It's okay. We'll probably do that next week then because we'll have more time. But this time, I just it's a comedian. It's an old comedian from the '80s. I found a video. He's hilarious. Maybe you might know him. Maybe you might not. Let's give it a try here.
Now here's John Fox.
So, how many people think I look like Captain Kangaroo after a rough weekend? You're a sensitive group, I'll tell you that right now. I'm breaking my girlfriend this week. We're at that stage of the relationship where you know it's over, but you hate to lose that stereo. She's not that bright. She called me up yesterday. She said, John, the light bulb in the bathroom burned out. I don't know how to change it. I said, first you fill the tub with water. All the data's no answer. Oh, you're a good crowd. I like being a comic. Wasn't always a comic. Before I did this, I was a house painter for 5 years. 5 years. I didn't think I'd ever finish that house.
Yeah, it looks like my Uncle Todd for crying out loud.
I used to be a bartender. That was a rough gig. You got to remember a lot of drinks as a bartender. Not like a Western movie where a guy would walk in, only have two choices, whiskey or beer. Never heard John Wayne walk into a bar like, oh, can you make a pink squirrel? Slippery nipples for everyone.
I'll be right back.
Orgasms for my partners. Make them doubles. Wow. I like Western movies. I wouldn't want to be born into Western days, though. Doctors really weren't that hip. They didn't know what you had. They just diagnosed as a cold. Hey, Doc, I went out with Mary Lou last week. I got blisters all over my lips. Looks like you got a cold. Hey, Doc, I went out with Mary Lou a month ago. Take a look at this sore puffed up zone. Looks like you got a bad cold. Get the hell out of my office, mister. Don't touch that door now. Get the hell out of here. Every Western movie you've ever seen, a lady has a baby on the prairie. Always that one cowboy takes charge. He goes, all right. We need some soap, some rags, some buckets of hot water. She gonna have the baby here? No, we're gonna wash the truck and take her to town. I salute you women for having babies. Let's face it, if men had babies, there wouldn't be any. That's right, girls. And guys did that thing once a month. That'd be a drag on fellas. Imagine carrying a tampon in your wallet. The other things wouldn't fit, would they? Well, either just got paid or he's having his period. I don't know. I get rough on pickpockets. Oh, God, oh, God. I can't believe it. Guys have to call in sick for work and stuff. I go, hey, Bubba. I ain't gonna be able to haul that lumber today. I'm flowing.
Oh, John Fox at
like a freaking river, I'm flowing. Been on the heating pad all night long. Doris, would you just leave me alone? Last week I went out and bought myself a camouflage shirt, put it in a closet, and I can't find that nowhere.
That's problem John has.
That's after Jean Claude goes to the woods. What can't find?
Sunday is my favorite day of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Sunday is the day you get out of bed, boom, you go straight to the couch. You don't brush your teeth. You don't comb your hair. You just lay there and scratch. Eat a pickle for breakfast. Wash it down with a cold beer. Find something to scratch.
That's so fucking true.
Where's the TV guy? Who's got the toenail clipper? You find him, you find a TV guy. Scariest part about watching your dad scratch his backside? So when he's that look in his eyes like he found something new. You ever wake up Sunday morning, them Saturday night cocktail ninja hangovers? How'd you wake up with like no two hairs in your head pointing the same direction? Your hair's got that I've been screwing against the headboard look.
That's Mama T all over again.
Of their own. Your mouth tastes like you've been drinking hot dog water.
Oh, that's our buddy. Who's your buddy with the hot dog water?
You're laughing because you know what it tastes like.
A record reporter.
Went to the racetrack the other day. I bet a horse called Boy George. Found out it was a cow dressed like a horse.
Oh, shit.
Next race, put money on a horse called Perfect Gentleman. Horse is winning the race by 10 lengths, gets to the finish line, stops, turns around, and goes, after you. Next race, put money on a horse called Illegal Alien. I know that sucker can run. He got beat by Border Patrol. I like to gamble, boys and girls. Now, when I gamble, I want to gamble on something I have a chance of winning. Now, you seen this commercial? The girls come out and compare their hands for cash. These are my hands. These are my mom's. She's 30 years older. I'll bet you can't tell. If we're going to bet, pop out those Hooters. I'll tell you who's who. You double or nothing on those jokers. Saw my grandmother's once. Like a couple bananas that went bad. You don't laugh, guys. When you're 50, your thing looks the same way. You don't believe me? You got this man right here, I did a sit-up today. I'm real sore. Called my doctor. He said, you didn't try to do one the first day, did you? I got an aunt that weighs 500 pounds. She went to a fat farm to give her a blue ribbon. She got on scales at one at a time, please. One at a time. Thanksgiving Day, she had dinner for 6 hours. She said, I think I'm going to walk this meal off. Said, call me when you get to Cuba.
Oh, my goodness. It's almost over.
This is a thin conscious world. I don't think it's fair. I think overweight people are just as beautiful as thin people, huh? Yeah. Maybe not. I'm jogging the other day. I see these two people jog by me, slim, trim. They look great. I hate their guts. Keep the rhythm. They're singing this Diet Cola song. They're like, and I'm drinking Diet Cola, and it shows. I think it's about time overweight people had a theme song, too. Why don't you sing while they're shopping? In between the aisles, just feeling good. The by myself. Candy section. I cleared the shelf. Ate a pizza. Drank a milkshake. And it showed.
There you go, guys. There you go. Oh, gosh.
I did not know of him.
John Fox.
Yeah, I saw him a couple times.
That was good.
It's got to be
I mean, I
pretty
saw
old, isn't
his
it?
stuff on
Oh, yeah.
that's real old.
Yeah, it's like 80s old still. Way old.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
Well, you all just children at the time. No, you and me too.
That was the era.
No, some of you were.
Well, I mean, hey, I was born in 83 and, I'm 41. So, I mean, I don't know.
Born in 83. I graduated in 79. Jesus Christ. Oh my.
Well, I graduated in 2002.
Graduated in 83.
I was born 5 years before you graduated then.
Well, small world after all. Lance was
Well, really
Lance was a high schooler at that time, right?
Yeah, I graduated 87.
Jeez. I bet you Lance was a rowdy kid. We remember we were talking about the school stuff or whatever before, and I bet you were the type of guy who probably you were probably the Elon Mitchell Smith of the what's that movie called? The Wildlife. Remember the Wildlife movie from '84? No, 1984. Nobody remembers that.
I don't think so.
Hey, that leaves Johnny the oldest one in the bunch.
Well,
Screaming Sam. I mean,
and Antique Man, of course. He's the oldest of us. I was going to say also we have to congratulate that our local because we did talk about local politics and all. So I'm going to bring it up just for this segment only, and we'll move on because we got another guest coming up here pretty soon, so we don't want to talk politics at all. But we're with the next guest anyway. I believe Lindsay Gregory won her bid for school board. I think she was like in second place or something, I believe, or whatever. So she won that. And then Mike Lawrenson is the new mayor of Thief River. So
Which one was that? The young guy or old guy?
younger guy.
Oh, he won?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, okay. So the other guy was in there for a few years, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, the other guy was in there for
he knocked out the old mayor.
Yeah, the old mayor that was in there for 5 terms.
Oh.
Yeah.
5 terms, yeah. This would have been his 6th term if he would have won.
Good for Thief River. Good for Thief River.
And the referendum passed as well. So all good things happen in our area.
Another good thing for Thief River.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll change some. Hopefully it'll change the town a little bit. I mean, I know it won't change it completely, but you never know. You just never know.
Yeah, but Minnesota was a Democrat state anyway, right?
I think so, yeah.
No.
Hold on. Or was it not? I don't know.
It
yeah,
is, but it's all because of the electoral. It's all because of the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Right.
Yeah, Sean.
90% of Minnesota is Republican.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you here right now. You want me to text it to you, or do you want me to send it to your email?
Send it to the email.
Okay, I'll do that because Steve did give me your email address, so I'll send it to you right now here, and then you can come on at 7 or in a few minutes. Yeah, Steve gave it to me a long time ago.
STOLIAR@earthlink.net.
Yep. I got it.
How come everybody's? This is No Shave November. What happened? Oh, everyone got beards. That's right. Tanya, I like yours.
I can't do shit. If mine looked like yours, Sam, I'd be all over it. But I end up looking like Teen Wolf.
I started this a week before November. This is about 2-3 weeks.
I've been working on this for about a month, and it's horrible. I'll be 60, and I can't grow a beard. but it's the French Canadian Indian in me. I got no hair on my arms, my legs. I'll never go bald. I can grow a head of hair like you wouldn't believe.
I'm jealous.
But that's it.
I'm jealous.
Yeah,
I
my
can't grow hair.
stepson can look like Conor McGregor in a week. Just yeah.
I feel like
I am the first person to walk upright in my family. I got so much hair.
That's good to know.
I don't mind though because I don't have to shave every day. I could get by with shaving twice a week if I just keep this. So I'm not going to complain about it.
I shaved 2 days.
It'd be cool. I'd love to grow a big beard like that because up here in the winter, I would love to just have a big bushy beard one time. And I know I'll never have one ever.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool.
you can have
I
mine.
grow this every time,
You
the
got
same day,
bacon
same time,
grease
all summer, winter.
in your beard and stuff.
All winter.
I'd like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the older I get, the bigger
See
my
up
beard
here
gets.
though.
Sean looks like an Amish guy from
I've
here.
had the same hairline since I was 17.
Yeah, sure. You bet you.
John, what is
Means
the
up here in the winter, when
spelling
you get
of
those
the
big
guy's
beards, it
last
just
name who's
freezes
coming
up so
on?
bad.
Oh, his last name for Stolar for
Stolar?
Steve? It would be. Let me find it here.
Just so I can make sure the pronunciation.
Yeah. No, that's okay. I'm just gonna look it up here real quick because I got all these email addresses and stuff that I got here.
I got my
Let's
first
see.
iPhone last week.
Oh, there you go. It's as you would think it would be. It's STOO or STOLLER.
Wow. STOLLER?
Yeah, like Lieber and
Okay,
Stoller.
so
kinda like.
my wife, her maiden name is Stoller. It's STULLER. That's why I was like, what the hell? What
What's
did you
his
say?
first name?
Yeah.
Steve. Hold on.
Steve.
Gotta get a hold of me again here. Yeah, Steve.
Come through.
I sent it to your email, so I just sent it to the email that you sent it to me. That was the guest here.
O-L.
I believe so. Let me double check here.
Probably in a couple weeks, I'm going to dye my beard black. Like I used to do my goatee.
Yeah, Stolar STOLIAR at earthleak.net.
That's me, but nothing's come through and it's not in spam, so I don't know how we're going to do this.
You know, I could just send it to your phone too. I could just text it to you. You could do it through your phone. Dude, since you have video on your phone.
So I was gonna try to mute him because I was gonna say,
Actually, this is my landline.
thought maybe we could like
If
talk.
you send it to my cell phone, what would I do with the link?
Good, my Mama T.
You know,
Yeah,
Mama T,
let me try
what's going on
something
with your
else.
show?
Sean,
I'll
you
send
know
it
there's a
again
mute
here
button,
and see.
right? Sean?
Because
What's going on with your
sometimes it
show,
might
Mama
just do that just because of the fact that it's like.
Hit the mute.
But I did send it to you. It should be coming from frankieaces@gmail.com. So
Nothing has come through.
okay.
Frankie
Okay.
doesn't hate the.
Here, let me
Frankie
try
doesn't. Frankie doesn't hate the mute
Right.
button, does he?
it one more time here.
Mama T,
Yeah.
what's going on with your show now?
Oh, so I had a guest cancel yesterday, and I was pretty bummed about it. Like I was trying a new laptop, and that didn't work. So I was
Oh,
all
we
like,
already had our here the first guest
And
on
then my
already.
guest
Now we're
ghosted
waiting for
me.
you. What we do is we have sometimes we have one guest on, sometimes we have two. It just depends on
Oh, okay.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
but I just got a response from.
Yeah.
You did get a response?
I go on Facebook and I go and like all these different bands and stuff and follow them, and sometimes if I like them stuff,
I'm
and
surprised that it's not showing up
I'll
on your
send them an
feed.
email
Good.
or a message about my show, and I just got one that they're interested in being on the podcast, and this one actually said,
Well, see, I thought this was like your cell phone line.
Let
Is
us
this the
know
line that
what
you
we do.
use to do video calls on at all too?
love your work.
Or is it just your phone, like your home phone number?
That's good.
Like it's not your
I had
cell
a good
number?
time when you interviewed me. I loved it. That was fun.
Okay.
Yeah. it's like people aren't talking over each other, and
Right.
I don't know what AEDT is. What kind of what central time, what
I'll try.
AEDT time is? What is that?
What is it?
Let's try one more time and see what happens.
It says AEDT.
So STOLIAR at Earthing.
Gotta be either central.
Set it again. It'll say Zoom
Eastern
on
or
it,
Western.
and it'll show the link here. So, so now I've set this
Sean.
again.
Sean, mute it.
Sean, can you mute for a minute? We're trying
He's
to.
got no headphones now. I don't know if he can.
We're trying to hang on to the show
Let me know if you got it or not.
while you're having your conversation there. We're trying to mute. We're trying to keep the dead air on from going on, and you're not on mute. And
We're all gone.
You're all sitting here trying to have a conversation, and
you're really disrupting things.
Let me mute myself. Then. How about that?
Yeah, there you go.
That's a great idea.
Oh my God.
Now that John's muted, let's talk about Sean.
Hey, wait. Hey.
No, he's muted.
Go to gmail.com, Sean Slauson Show.
So where are you living now, Tanya or Mama T?
So I did move out of the bar. You guys knew that I moved from the apartment above the bar. I actually moved a half a block away.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You still go to the bar?
It's a half a block from the bar. It's behind the barber shop. My bedroom is above the barber shop. My kitchen is behind, my living room are behind the barber shop.
Now, do you go to the bar still or no?
No.
Okay.
No, we're not going to talk about that.
Should I unfollow that bar or should I keep it on?
No, don't do that.
Okay.
It was business decisions.
Right. Okay. Professional.
And I don't want to see them fail.
Right.
And that's all I'm going to say on that subject right now. So this guy, there was 3 different places I was looking at, and they all fell through at the last minute. So it was literally 24 hours before I had to be out of the place I was in. No, maybe it was closer to a day and a half. But somebody called me about this, told me about this apartment that was open, and I'm like, I don't have any money because I was gonna, it got all screwy. Anyway, so I call this guy, I get this number, and I call this guy, and he's like, oh yeah, he says the barber called me already, because the barber rents his space from the guy, and I already talked to my niece. This guy's niece and her boyfriend used to work for Bobby and I at the bar, and they both put a good word in for me. Told him the situation, and he's like, I still have stuff there, they still have stuff there, we're still working on the flooring, we're still doing painting, but I know your situation and people put a good word in for you. Go ahead and move your stuff in, he said.
That's cool. Looks nice in the background. Where's my picture now? I'm just kidding.
Right now where I am is over at my friend's house because I don't have the Wi-Fi hooked up, and I don't have a good laptop. But the laptop I'm using, I'm hoping I'm going to be able to use for my new job. So I've been studying to be a life insurance agent.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so I got through all the training and all the quizzes and everything. I just have to review a bunch of this information. I have to go to Brainerd, 2.5 hours away, to get fingerprinted. And then I was testing this computer out today to see if I could just do the remote state test.
Right.
Instead of having to find a ride to go somewhere to take the state test. And it seems like this one's working pretty good, huh?
Good.
Because they require certain things like a good connection. They don't want things like kicking out or anything. You got to be able to pick it up and show them everywhere you are, so that they know you're not cheating. And you don't have notes written anywhere or whatever.
Well, I have no idea what you guys have been talking about for the last 5 or 10 minutes.
About you.
We better be quiet.
But I'll find out later.
Oh,
Huh?
here he comes.
Okay,
He's
so
listening again.
I'm always listening. No, just kidding. We got the guests ready to go. Steve Stoliar from California. He's a guy that was friends with the original Marx Brothers, especially with Groucho Marx, and he wrote a book about it. And we're going to talk about it. So it'll be exciting. So let's go back to the 1930s for a second.
Oh, I want to say one thing. This summer, I guess my brother and I will be able to make a trip out to Minnesota because I got the truck to go to travel in.
Well, that'd be cool.
I don't have nothing nice to travel in.
Sure. Well, that'd be great. Hopefully you can do it after
man.
If
after
you can do
winter,
it
after winter.
Yeah.
I don't want to go up there.
Either do it in the
In
spring.
the winter.
We're coming up here in the winter.
Either do it in the springtime or do it
I
summer.
want to go up there in the winter when you have to snowmobile to the store.
All right. Hey, what's up there, Steve? How you doing, my friend?
Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you.
And we can hear you.
Hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. You're looking fine.
Your great misfortune.
No, we're honored to have you on the show here, my friend. I tell you, it was kind of a beehive trying to get you on here, but now that we got you on here, we're
now
excited.
We have nothing to say. I used all my good material, frantically trying to connect on Zoom. Now I'm just going to give yes and no answers.
Sure. So I'll ask you like a really good question. You'll be like yes, no, whatever. Okay.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah, Mr. Snap-on. I've heard of you. You're
Snap-on?
very famous. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Obviously Japanese. All right.
I forgot I was wearing that hat.
Yeah.
That happens. I'll comment on people's T-shirt, and they will forget that they're wearing it, and they won't know what I'm talking about. But I often know what I'm talking about, so it doesn't matter.
Well, that's good. That makes one of us anyway.
Why is the young lady in black and white, and everyone else is in color, or is she just not feeling well?
No, she was born in 1920.
Yeah.
It's the ghost of Mama T.
Thank you for the young lady thing. That's awesome.
Well, you have to understand that I am a living fossil, not unlike the horseshoe crab or the coelacanth lungfish found off the coast of Madagascar. So
see, I don't know either.
Actually, Mama T, I love that look. I love that because you look like an old movie, like as if a scary old movie.
It's host noir.
Oh, he called you scary.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't have to ride in the car with her earlier. Boy, she was very scary today. Holy moly. No, I'm just
Well, yeah. I forgot. I didn't tell the story. I didn't tell the story about being my daughter's boyfriend. So
Well, I mean, I'm sure Steve would love to hear that, because why not? A violent story? Hey, why not?
No, we're here to. I don't know why I'm in black and white all of a sudden. I didn't
love
do
it.
anything. I didn't change anything.
It's cool.
All I did was blur my background.
I want to do it too. I want a black and white mine.
It's a ghost of.
See,
it could
be yellow. I don't know.
It could
Hey,
be
once you go black and white, you'll never go back.
Wow. It's a ghost of Groucho Marx's, probably her, his wife or whatever, or her daughter or something. I don't know.
Well, it's red.
Anyway,
Not all black and white.
well, Steve, we're just honored to have you on the show. I mean, we're looking forward to it. Yeah, I mean,
Sure, you say that now. Is this going out now like this?
Oh, absolutely.
You've been listening to this
the way we roll, Steve.
Yeah, the millions of viewers out there in the internet land are excited.
Stern.
Yeah, and he's a tall guy too. Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. No, Lance turned black and white. This is starting to get scary.
It's contagious. Run for your lives.
We're off to a good start.
That's right.
Our colors fading away. Stop the black.
Holy shit! I just had an '80s flashback right there, guys.
Well, stop smoking the ganja there. Jeez.
I saw colors. Oh, there was
no, they don't.
The magic mushrooms are kicking in.
You always have a Christmas motif in the background, or is it because it's November?
Well, it's Thanksgiving,
November.
Christmas. It's Thanksgiving, Christmas crossover, and our show is ending on in the end of November for the season, for season 3. It's not over, like not ending, but just like we're taking a month off and coming back in January.
We call that rapping.
Oh yes, rapping. Yes,
not like hip hop rapping.
Sure.
No.
Or
Thank
hiatus,
goodness.
yeah.
I guess I could have got, since you were on the show, I guess I could have went with more of a Jewish theme, I guess, but I didn't think about that at all. But oh well, it's okay. Dreidel, I guess.
I like green and red but more than blue and white anyway. And the song, when I was a kid, we celebrated Christmas until my sister spoiled it by telling me that Santa was dead. But I loved, it wasn't a Jesus and Merry Christmas. It was Santa and Rudolph Christmas. And the songs were so much better. And the tree with bubble lights and that excitement of waking up Christmas morning and thinking, oh my gosh, and running downstairs. Since we did have an upstairs, so otherwise it would have been difficult. And
well, you know what?
There would be presents under the tree and a note from Santa Claus.
Milk and cookies gone.
Yeah.
You know what's kind of funny about that? I don't know if anyone's ever brought it up in subject, but is that we're all most of our houses are very secure with Ring cameras and everything, but yet we have no problem letting a guy from the North Pole come in our house, break in, and come and eat our food and give us gifts at the end.
And leave nuts. Why is it always nuts in the stocking? Why?
It was sad is back in the day.
How do you know it wasn't Santa's nuts in your stocking?
Back in the day when I was a kid, I got one nice toy and we got a couple little toys. Nowadays, they're not satisfied with that. You know what I mean? They want. We spent $500 on our grandson. I'm like, this kid, he plays with the box more than he plays with the stuff we give him.
Why don't you just set boundaries and tell him you can't get everything you want in life? And then
this year's changing.
You can't always get what you want, and introduce them to the Stones at the same time.
I was just going to say, isn't that a song?
Kill two stones with one bird.
You can try sometimes. You just might.
You know what? Grandkids are different than kids. They really are.
Yeah, they are.
Well, they say they're the reward for having.
His birthday's on the 21st of December, and it's like there's got to be an age when one present should be able to cover both, right? But no, it doesn't work that way. It's his birthday presents but that's okay. But grandkids are different. You got to split them.
I bet Jesus was pissed about that too.
Then he didn't get a PS5 and everything, right?
You give me something for my birthday and nothing for Christmas. That's not fair. I can't help when I was born.
Yeah. Well, Steve. So everybody has a story when they come on our show about their life and whatnot. What's your story, my friend?
Oh hell, I don't know. I was born in St. Louis, and now I'm not there.
And a whole bunch of stuff in between.
I like this guy. He's short and sweet, man.
I don't know. I mean, you give me an essay question like that for starters. I mean, I didn't expect yes and no questions, but I expected something a little more bite-sized than tell us your story.
Well, it was nice having you on the show. I'll talk to you later, buddy.
It was a lot of fun. You drew me out. You drew me out in ways that other podcasts. Gilbert Gottfried was never able to get out of me the kind of stuff you guys are getting out of me.
Wow.
I don't know what part of California you're in, but how did you get from St. Louis to California, and what happened?
By airplane.
Well, but you see now, that's part of my story, because on the airplane, when we were flying from St. Louis to Los Angeles when I was 7, in front of me was Red Skelton, and several seats in front of him was Andy Griffith, because they both had hit shows at the time. And I thought, wow, it really is like I Love Lucy, where wherever you look, there's celebrities. We haven't even landed in California. And throughout the flight, Skelton had a sport jacket on, and tucked into the inside pocket, he had one of those pop guns that have a cork on a string where you push the back and
Oh yeah.
he would turn around every now and again and shoot me with the pop gun. Obviously, he'd never get past TSA now, but at the time it was really cool, and he gave me a picture, and I had met a celebrity before our tires touched down at LAX.
And times have changed if you've got two celebrities that big at the time that are flying coach.
Yeah, I don't think my dad's company paid for us to go first class somehow. But that's what brought us out here, was the company my dad was working for in St. Louis said, we're opening up a West Coast branch. Do you want to be in charge of that? And he said, sure. And sort of like in Meet Me in St. Louis, he didn't really check with his children, and he just accepted. And then we had to cope with saying goodbye to, it wasn't as big a deal for me because I was young enough that I didn't have firmly entrenched friendships, but my second older sister was in junior high, and my oldest sister had graduated high school. So they had friends that were, for many, many years, inseparable. And all of a sudden, we're going to the other half of America. I missed the lightning bugs and snow most of all, because I didn't have to drive in the snow or shovel it. It was just to play in and make snowmen and snow angels and stuff. And I liked the challenge of trying to catch lightning bugs, because you would see the blink and you would track it and then put your hand out, and then it would blink over there and realize that it got away. Anyway, I have very happy childhood memories of St. Louis. But then I grew up out here, assuming I have grown up, which I'd like to think I haven't entirely. And I mean, I don't know how interesting anything is up until talking about the main event of why you brought me on the show.
Well, it's not just because
sell
of that,
reverse mortgages.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, with a smile. No.
Loan debt. Can you forgive that?
God. The guy's a comedian.
I forgive you anything.
No. See, the thing about it's like when Stephen told me about you, it wasn't just because of your Groucho Marx story about why I wanted you on. I just I looked at the cover of your book, and I looked at your Facebook profile afterwards, and I just thought, you know what? We need a guy like this on the show. I'd love for you to be a crew member, honestly, because your wisdom and your education and stuff.
Sure, we only have 10. We need 11.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
For a minion.
Well, no, I'm saying like
I'm sorry, a quorum. I forgot.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you're a guy that's been around. You know a lot of people in the entertainment business. And
I have had extraordinary luck in meeting many of my heroes. I mean, the ones who were still alive. I was never going to meet Robert Benchley or James Thurber, but I've had really good luck, and also having them be positive experiences, because there's that dictum about not meeting your heroes because of you can easily be disappointed by being brushed aside or insulted or something like that. But I've had extraordinary luck.
Well, because I know that you're friends with, well, I don't know if you're friends, but it seems like you are, with Rob Zombie. And, that connection's just kind of, that's strange a little bit, because here's Rob Zombie and then here's you.
Yes. Well, I am still working at having a film version made of my book, Raised Eyebrows, which is about my years in Groucho's house. And there was, for a while, Rob was going to be the director. And people, I would tell people that, and they would say, oh, that's terrible. He's a monster man, and da-da-da-da. And I would get, I would say, thanks for giving me the benefit of the doubt that I would trade in my cow for defective magic beans. I have one shot at getting it done. And the truth is, he was a big fan of the book, and thought it would make a great movie and said, this is just what I'm looking for to get away from being typecast as a horror guy. But unfortunately, the headwinds were too great and we just couldn't get it going because people were hesitant. I even wrote an op-ed piece for the Hollywood Reporter about all the mainstream directors who started out in horror, you know, all the guys with Corman, Coppola, and, you know, I mean, and ended up in mainstream, and including Robert Wise, who directed Curse of the Cat People and ended up with Sound of Music and West Side Story. But it wasn't enough to change people's minds. They just saw Rob as a slash and spatter guy. But the script was very true to the film. He wasn't looking to turn it into something exploitative. But we were, for a while, Hollywood's strangest couple since Ernest Borgnine married Ethel Merman, I guess. It did not last.
Well, when you look at our crew, you know, when it comes to like anybody that you would think that it has been either in the film industry before or might know somebody that is in the industry, or might be related to somebody that's in the industry. Is there anybody in our crew that might bring that question to your eye at all? Just asking that question.
Well, I have to be honest with you. I don't understand your question.
Okay, perfect.
Anybody in the crew that seems like what?
They could be related to somebody in the movie industry. Yes. And I know I know where he's going with this question, but I don't know how you would know the answer to it.
Well, you talk about horror and you talk about Rob Zombie and and all that. I'm trying to link that connection.
Nobody looks like Sid Haig, thank God.
Right?
Well, what I'm trying to get at, short, long story short.
Too late for that.
That's good.
Okay. We have on our crew a guy who's a friend of mine who I've known for well over almost 18 years. A guy named Lance Warlock. Now, his dad is Dick Warlock, and he played Michael Myers in Halloween 2, the original from 1981.
Is the last name really Warlock?
Well, it's Lemming, but it's Warlock, you know.
Yeah.
Warlock is a witch.
Well, and it was taken by my father in the mid-60s from a fellow stuntman at the time who had seen the Western Warlock, that movie, and said, that's really a name that people just won't forget.
If it was just a name at birth, that would have been extraordinary. For instance, as I call upon my vast treasury of worthless knowledge, the star of the original Nosferatu, which was not the sequel to Nosfera, it is Nosferatu. It was Max Schreck, and that was his real name. And Schreck in German means terror.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like how strange that as a kid he was, Max Terror, and then grew up to be Count Orlok in Nosferatu. And I don't know how I remembered the name of this character, but no extra charge for that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Thank you.
You have to understand that because of my extreme age, the 80s, 70s and 80s and beyond, horror movies don't really register viscerally with me. I'm a child of the classic Universal horror films. And not that I was alive when those were made either, but that's what I watched on TV. And that's where my heart really is in terms of horror movies, was not the Halloween, Friday the 13th. Although I did, all right, here's a story for you. I'm assuming you want me to tell them now and again.
Sure.
Yes. Yes, of the many famous people I've gotten to know is Dick Cavett, who is one of my, I stunned him the other day by saying, not only have I known you most of my life, you've known me most of yours. And that was sort of like a chilling time thing. He was going to be in Nightmare on Elm Street 3. I'm not sure. I mean, anyway, he invited me. He was out in LA and he invited me to the set to watch them shoot his scene. And so there was Freddy Krueger in his full makeup and with his scissor fingers. And a friend of mine wanted his autograph. And so I said, can you indicate in the autograph that you were wearing your glove when you signed it? So he wrote, to Ron with glove. And I think he realized that it was like with love. And since then I've seen other things that he signed with glove. And I think I started it. But anyway, in the scene in the movie, it's supposed to be the Dick Cavett show with Zsa Zsa Gabor as his guest. And then he turns into Freddy Krueger and attacks Zsa Zsa Gabor. The way they had to shoot it was filming Cavett sitting there talking to her and then getting up and yelling the line that Freddy Krueger would yell. And then they sat Freddy Krueger down and had him do it so they could blend it. And what was happening in that scene was Zsa Zsa was, as herself, was saying, well, you know, I'm often asked to give advice for young actresses. You know, a lot of people want to know because I've been in the business a long time. And so I do have some advice for young. And then Cavett, as he turns into Freddy Krueger, is supposed to say, I don't give a fuck what you think, and then swipe at her face. So I'm watching take after take of Dick Cavett saying, of Zsa Zsa saying, well, you know what I think is good advice, and Dick Cavett saying, I don't give a fuck what you think. I don't give a fuck what you think. And on the way back to the dressing room, he said, you have no idea how cathartic that was.
Yes.
So, anyway, but for the most part, though, I love the Frankenstein, Dracula, Wolfman, Universal movies, and in the 40s, the Val Lewton, Body Snatcher, Walked with a Zombie.
Wow.
Walked with a Zombie.
So Steve, have you seen it's a few years old now, the Nosferatu series?
No.
I actually really liked it because I only saw bits and pieces of the original, and I don't remember much of it, and it made me want to go back and watch it. But I was watching the series so much, it's actually really good.
I don't have the snob thing about remakes because there's a number of remakes that are as good or better than the originals. I usually shock people by saying that I prefer the remake of The Maltese Falcon. And they say, wait a minute, but Bogart. And I'll say, yes, that's the remake. The original was with Ricardo Cortez in 1931. And John Huston said, don't remake the good movies, remake the bad ones and fix
and make them better, yes.
And so there are sequels, like I think Bride of Frankenstein is superior to Frankenstein. I think it has a lot more.
Yes.
And there's a number of movies that have been remade within the 30s or in the 30s and then remade in the 40s or 50s. So I don't have that thing about how dare you tinker with a classic. And especially, Nosferatu is a 1922 silent German film. So to do a series becomes a whole different, creature. Anyway, that's how I met Groucho Marx. Okay, we're all out of time.
No, that's interesting because it's just I wanted to ask the question just because I always do that to Lance. He's probably getting sick of it by now. When I always say, I make a big deal about him and his dad being in Halloween, but he was also Kurt Russell's stunt double too. So it's like, if that's helpful at all. But I didn't know if his dad, Lance's dad. Yeah. So I didn't know if you knew Kurt at all or anything, or when it comes to Kurt, those '80s stars or whatever.
Sorry.
Yeah.
disappoint you, but I am always honest.
Okay. Honesty is good. Honesty is good. So what are you doing like these days in in California? Because I see a whole bunch of books and stuff behind you. I'm guessing you probably read them all probably or
Oh, that's all CGI. I can turn it into the Eiffel Tower or the waves at Malibu. No, you're right. They're books. Oh my God. And they never wrote that. What am I doing?
Well, like currently, like in your life, like any projects that you're working on, anything in just life
I'm co-authoring. There's a friend of mine who was Neil Diamond's percussionist for 40 years.
Ooh.
And he has a great story about
got
life
my
on the road for all those years. But also he was a session musician and worked with Ringo and John Lennon and Phil Spector. And
what's his name?
His name escapes me now, but he's a dear friend of. No, his name is Tom Hensley. And as is often the case, people have said, "God, you got all these great stories," and he wanted some assistance in cobbling them together and putting them in some kind of order. So we're currently working on that. But getting my movie off the ground is the overarching dream project for me. And we do, since Rob left, we have Oren Moverman, who was nominated for an Oscar for writing The Messenger, which was the Woody Harrelson film where he's in the army and has to inform families that their loved ones were killed in Iraq. He co-wrote the Brian Wilson movie biopic. And he's another kindred spirit. I really was lucky, as a writer, even though I have written scripts for TV shows, Murder, She Wrote and Simon & Simon and Sliders and some other stuff. I don't have a track record in feature films. And so the people calling the shots don't like entrusting things to people that they can't look up and say, oh, all right, he's done all these things. And so you end up sort of being at the mercy of some bigger person kicking sand in your face and saying, thank you for giving us the basic idea. We'll take it from here and send you 2 tickets to the premiere. I've been very fortunate that both Rob and with Oren, I've been inextricably interwoven into the fabric of all the elements that go into it, including the script. So I co-wrote it with Oren, and he runs everything past me. And we have Jeffrey Rush champing at the bit. It is not chomping, boys and girls, champing at the bit to play Groucho. And he said the good thing about the fact that it's taking so long is that the more time it takes, the less makeup he'll need to be the old. And Sienna Miller is supposed to play Erin Fleming, who was the young, ambitious, mentally unbalanced actress who had finagled her way into Groucho's life towards the end, which it made for a very stressful time for me because I was just this kid who wanted to meet his hero. And I got, through remarkable set of circumstances, pulled into this household with my aging hero. So he was sort of battling the clock and health problems. And then Erin Fleming was this volatile, mentally unbalanced woman who would fly off the handle and just throw things and have shit fits and scream. And I grew up in a very staid, middle of the road house. I mean, my dad would say, if I would say something like, I hate this food, he would say, I don't think you hate it. I think you don't care for it. So he was always trying to kind of contain, and Erin was complete non-containment. And the things that you thought were harmless, she would have a shit fit and stomp around and slam doors. And the things where you'd think, oh God, when Erin hears about this, put on your crash helmet, and she'd laugh it off as nothing. So it was a strange but wonderful growing process for me. So Sienna Miller is interested in playing her, and Jeffrey Rush as the older Groucho, and we're currently seeking enough financing to get it going. The script's all been broken down into shooting days, and Oren has his cinematographer ready, and it's like we're all ready to go except for that little technicality of enough money to get it going. And just really because of the toll that COVID took on America and the film industry, and then the writers and actors strike, and a lot of networks overextending themselves with all the streaming, massive amounts of money were spent on things, and then they've been chasing after subscribers. And so it's a tough, I don't feel like we've been singled out for neglect. It's a tough thing to get an independent film going. You know, that is not part of the Marvel universe or something like that.
Yeah.
But we're all still adamant about following through, and I only have so much control over that because I can't just write a check. I could write a check, but it would be worth the paper it's printed on.
Fonts all the way to Hollywood, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, us podcast people, we don't make a whole lot of money doing this either.
When I went to work for Groucho, Harpo and Chico had died years earlier, but there were two other brothers, Zeppo and Gummo. Gummo had been in the act in vaudeville and then went off to fight World War I and came back and went into a different business. And then Zeppo became the straight man after Gummo left. So I got to meet 3 out of 5 Marx Brothers, which isn't a bad batting average. And so speaking of the worth the paper it's printed on, which is the reason I brought it up, when Gummo came to the house, I didn't have any picture or anything appropriate for him to sign. So I just had him autograph a 3x5 card to me. And he said, as he did his signature, he said, if this were at the bottom of the check, it might actually be worth something. So that's proof that even Gummo was clever. And and then also Zeppo and I dated the same girl at one point.
Oh, jeez.
Not at the same time, I assume.
Well, contiguous. She was 19, I was 20, and he was 74.
What?
He and I were both students at UCLA, and we had a date one night, and before I left Groucho's house from having worked there, Aaron Fleming said, Zeppo's coming up from Palm Springs. You want to meet him? And I said, I would love to, but I have a date. And she said, bring her. And I thought, oh, because Linda was just unflappable. And I thought, this will flap her. So I picked her up, and she said, where are we going? And I said, it's a little out of the way place. And then as the car started off Sunset going up Hillcrest, she said, I know where we're going and I don't want to do this. And I said, well, we're doing this. And she was young and attractive, blonde hair, blue eyes, very bright. And Zeppo took a liking to her. He said, you know, you and Linda should come visit me in Palm Springs. And I said, well, you know, Zeppo, I was in Palm Springs when I was like 9 and it was just sweltering. And he said, well, when were you there? In the summertime? I said, yeah. He said, well, you know, Steve, it's also cold in Alaska in the winter. So Zeppo had a great sense of humor. And she and I broke up. And I had a couple of photos of Zeppo and Groucho, and I wanted Zeppo to sign them. So I sent them to him in Palm Springs with a cover letter saying, by the way, Linda and I have broken up. If you have any advice for the lovelorn, I know you've been around the track a time or two. Because he sort of picked up where Chico left off in being a womanizer and flirt. So instead of just signing them and sending them back, I got a phone call in my dorm Steve, is Zeppo Mox? Is this a bad time? No, no, no. Listen, I got the photos. God, I was good looking back then. And I'll be happy to sign them. Listen, and if this is at all uncomfortable, I'll understand, because I don't want to step on your toes. And I'm thinking, where's he going with? He said, do you think that Linda would go out with me? And I thought,
you rusty old
I'm
prick.
asking you for advice, and you're, and I said, well, she enjoyed meeting you. Because if if that's a problem, I'll understand. No. So I said, well, let me ask her. So I asked her, and she sort of had the same reaction of, this is really strange, but it might be a notable experience. So they went out once. He took her to dinner in San Diego and then to Tijuana to go to a Highlight game. And he said, I want you to know, I didn't even kiss her goodnight, Steve. She's very nice, but all she did was talk about herself. And then on campus, I ran into her and she said, Zeppo was very nice, but all he did was talk about himself. That has a certain symmetry. And then at parties at Groucho's, Zeppo would make a point of pulling someone over and saying, this is Steve. He's a very nice fella. He and I went out with the same girl, but he got further with her than I did. And now there's a new biography of Zeppo out, and I'm beginning to realize the length and breadth of his obsession with, just like Chico, with gambling and with women. He was for a while married to Barbara, who divorced him for Sinatra. Barbara Sinatra was initially Barbara Marx, and threw him over, traded up for Blue Eyes. Okay, well, thanks a lot.
Hey, I'll be here all week.
No, that's really interesting. I love listening to you talk there, Steve, because you really do have a good narrator voice. I'm telling a story.
Well, I've also done voiceover work and animation voice work, and I've narrated documentaries and things like that. I was the voice of Premier Radio. When we called Premier Radio and all the lines were busy, I recorded a bunch of things like, thank you for calling Premier Radio. The person you're calling doesn't really want to talk to you. So, and they had it on.
Something I want to do.
People would call just to hear that. And their stuffy board members from what do you call it, Water, Florida, came up.
Clearwater.
And they had no sense of humor, and they called to talk to someone and got my cleverness and said, what is this? This is all wrong. This is all, and get rid of that. And so it lasted longer than I thought it would, because I figured some humorless twerp would say, this is not in keeping with Premier's press.
Yeah, right. Some tie ass.
Was that Droopy Dog?
Oh, heaven. Yes, that was Droopy Dog. I'm also friends with Woody Allen, which happened through Cabot. Unfortunately, that name now registers one of two reactions, either revulsion or admiration. And I find myself spending a lot of time explaining that he is not a child molester and that Mia Farrow's crazy and brainwashed her kid and all that. And yet people still believe it must have happened. And it's like, no, my late wife was sexually abused when she was growing up. And for me to stay faithful to Woody as a friend would have been a betrayal of my wife. But even she knew that he was, first of all, he wasn't the type. I mean, you don't go through 45 or 50 years with a clean record and then one incident and then nothing after that. And it's sad that Mia has succeeded in sort of arbuckling Woody professionally. Although if she set out to destroy his life, she failed, because I would say he's the most content he's ever been now. He has a loving, Sun Yi is wonderful and takes no guff from him. They have two wonderful daughters who were adopted. And of course, no government agency would have ever agreed to let them adopt two little girls if they felt they'd be at peril. And he can't stop creating. He's constantly writing. He just, he can't not write. And he said, if he can't get money, I mean, you know, the last movie he made was the French film, and he was able to get funding for that. And, you know, he says it's interesting now at this point in his life that he's known as a foreign director, because that's where the financing and the filming comes from, because America has decided he's a horrible person. But we have a great correspondence. I have a lot of letters, and they're wonderful and revealing. One of them said, let me know if there's anything I can do to help. Just what you need, an accused child molester in your corner. And he's 88 now. His last letter, he said, I recommend you skip 88 entirely. Because he said,
I'm having a hard time at 63.
He said it's like he's in a game show where he wakes up, and each day he wakes up, something else is hurting or giving him trouble. Oh, all right, today it's my left ankle. Oh, tomorrow it's my sinuses. Oh, it's my left eye. But he is in pretty good shape, and his mind is completely intact. And my admiration for him only grew when I saw the grace with which he handled the scandal, because I would have just been hopping mad and resentful, and he's not a vengeful person. And it's like he's going down a stream and there's this big rock there. I would stand there and shake my fist at the rock and cuss it out. And he would just, his is like, oh, all right, there's a rock there. I'll go to the left or right and continue on my journey. So he's just kind of a remarkable fellow. And he's a big fan of my impressions, particularly because I'm into the obscure character actors from the 30s and 40s. So when he was out here doing Cafe Society, I hung out. He said, feel free to come by the set and watch how not to make a film. So I spent some time with him, which was just a priceless experience. And he would have me go through some of my impressions. And when he wrote his memoir, he sent me a copy, and he said, for Steve, who's not just a great friend, but he does Franklin Pangborn. Franklin Pangborn was the fellow in the W.C. Fields movies who, oh, Gloria Jean, I'm here to examine the bank statements. Oh, Mr. Soussay. Anyway, I got him giggling once with some of the offbeat, because no one does them. Another one, I had him sign another book, and he just wrote, for Steve, in honor of his impressions, Burgess Meredith? ? Exclamation. It's sort of, and he loved my Groucho book and said it was one of the best books about a show business icon he'd ever read, which blew what was left of my mind again.
When did the book come out, Steve? When did it come out?
The initial edition came out in '96, and then I did a revised and sort of with an extra chapter on what had become of all the people in the ensuing years, which came out in 2012.
Okay.
Dick Cavett wrote the introduction, and I have blurbs from Jack Lemmon and Steve Allen and Woody, which it's like sometimes I'll just look at the back of the dust jacket and think, wow, I knew these people.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like the secretary pretended that he read it and made something up, but it was really cool to see, because they were people that I had met in my Groucho years and then reconnected with later on.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you, Steve, and for anybody that wants to know more about you, as far as like if they haven't figured out, what they know about you now because of the interview, how can people stay in touch with you?
I would think hiring a private investigator.
Jeez.
Yeah.
How about the more economical way?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
King of the one-liners.
Yeah, we were trying to think of a free way for people to find you.
Yeah.
Yes, they find me on the freeway. I'm selling bags of oranges at the off-ramp. It's come to that.
Either that, they're scraping you off the highway.
Me off the highway. My website is, of all things, my name, Steve Stoliar, STOLIAR.com. And on that very website, if they like, they can order a signed or personalized copy of my Groucho memoir, Raised Eyebrows, or just keep up with what podcasts or casting things have happened with the film or whatever. And you can go on IMDb to take a look at the credits that I've managed to accumulate over the years. And heck, I don't know, hire a skywriter. It might be less than the private investigator, but still would not be cost effective, because what if I'm not looking up that day?
Well, wow. I want to say thank you to you, Steve, for just.
Go ahead and thank me then.
Oh, I'm going to thank you right now. We're shaking your hand virtually, Yes, virtually.
This is something that Kevin and Groucho and Steve Allen all have, that thing where they'll take something literally, and it becomes funny because people throw phrases around so often that they don't stop to think what they're saying, and so stop them and say, they'll say, well, and we want to welcome Dick Cavett, who's come all the way from New York, and he'll say, well, if I didn't come all the way, I wouldn't be here, would I? Oh, yes.
Well, he
so don't
come halfway from New York.
Just thank me.
Yeah, I didn't come halfway from New York. I come all the way. Yeah.
That's right.
All right. Well, next week, guys, we'll be joined by Ryan Rhino Michaels and Frankie Ray. They're going to be talking about the movie Bad Haircut that Frankie was a part of. So that should be very exciting.
I'm just letting mine fall out naturally, as you.
Oh, sure. We can see it.
Hey, I'm there too. Look at that.
Well, my thanks to Steven Stoller for being part of the show, and Jeff MUMM earlier on. And thanks to everybody on the panel and all you guys and gals on the internet for watching this week's edition of Renegade Radio. Until then,
hit my song.
Yeah, that's right. We'll see you guys next week for another great edition of Renegade Radio. Bye-bye, everybody.